guess I'm just not interesting. I have no personality. I met a guy with cancer, and he felt sorry for me. I've never been a social guy. I'm always making children cry. I guess that's just the way it's meant to be. Help me make it out of bed, 'cause I am scared and sad. Help me make it through the day, 'cause there's nothing out there for me anymore. 'Cause I'm always coming in last place and getting dirt kicked in my face, and everyone pushes ahead of me and no one stops to care. And I curse the gods each day in vain for giving me this life of pain, when all I really need's a little hug. Help me make it through the night, 'cause I am tired and alone. Help me make it through the night, 'cause I don't like myself. There's something broken inside of me, something no one else can see. Something hurts and it's way down deep. I think there's something wrong with me. I've got friends that I never see. They say they don't have time for me. I try to reach out to my family, but I just get voicemail. I try to watch TV, it only saddens me. Everyone's yelling and screaming and fighting in the streets. I put some food in the microwave, forgot about it for several days. Then when I found it, I just threw it away. There's surely something wrong with me. All the kids in the neighborhood tell me I don't look so good, how I would change it all if I could, but I can't. Every day used to be such possibility. Now every road that I take leads to failure and despair. Here we go. There's something broken inside of me, but whatever will be, will be. I guess it's just my fucking destiny, because there's something wrong with me. Play it. I guess it's just my fucking destiny, because there's something wrong with me.
Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Check. Test. 1, 2. 2. Help. 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 Asparagus. Checking the mic 1. Checking the mic 2. Falafel. Hello, everybody. Chef Reactions should be with us. Do you hear me, Chef Reactions? Uh-oh. We had a great sound check, but I'm not hearing your audio. What might be the reason for that? Check. Okay, I'm getting no audio at the moment, which is very important. I wonder if there's some way to check it. Check it. Oh, there you are. Do you hear me now? Check it. Oh,
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Do you hear me now?
Now there's some echo happening.
Oh,
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Do you hear me now?
Now there's some echo happening.
Oh,
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Do you hear me now?
Now there's some echo.
Still an echo,
I can
Henry?
hear you.
Yeah. Hold on. I think I'm gonna have to do the headphones.
Still an echo, Henry?
Yeah.
Sure.
Hold on. I think I'm gonna have to do the headphones.
I don't know what kind of webcam Henry's got, but it looks like it's potato. Webcam Henry's got, but it looks like it's potato. Webcam Henry's got, but it looks like it's potato.
We're gonna do this, everybody. We're gonna do
We're
this,
doing it.
everybody. But it wouldn't be Twitch if there wasn't some technical problem. Okay. All right, so I want to ask the chat, do you hear me? Okay. All right, so I want to ask the chat, do you hear me? Okay. All right, so I want to ask the chat, do you hear me? Okay. All right, so I want to ask the chat, do you hear me? Okay. But now I'm hearing echo, so I want to ask the like that goes on forever. But now I'm hearing echo, like that goes on forever. But now I'm hearing echo. Like that goes on forever.
This is riveting stream.
I know, yeah. Okay.
This is
We're gonna get
stream.
this. I know, yeah. But what's amazing is it didn't happen
riveting.
during.
We're gonna
get
this.
I know, yeah. The sound check. But what's amazing is it didn't happen. Okay, I'm gonna turn off my desktop audio. So now you hear me fine, but do you hear Chef Reactions? Okay, but I'm getting a delay. Oh, boy. Who would have known audio was going to be the thing that's going to... Okay. It's going to be the thing that's going to... Okay.
Do you have my microphone muted? Do you have my microphone muted? Hello. Do you have my microphone muted? Hello. That works. Do you have my We're good. Muted? Hello. That works. Do you have my We're echo? Good. Still an echo. Hello. That works. Do you have my We're echo? Good. Still an echo. Hello.
Can you check the mic? Okay, no. Not hearing you. Has something to do with desktop audio. I think we can do this. Hold on. All right. I got to put on my thinking cap. Desktop. Okay, we can do this. Guest 1. Monitor off. Okay, I'm going to try this. Okay, just trying this again. Can you, I changed some setting. Okay, just trying this again. But I'm getting
All right, I'm here.
Changed some setting. Okay, just trying this again.
All right, I'm here.
Changed some setting. Okay, just trying this again. Damn. Why would that be happening? Okay, I have an idea. Can we jump to Discord? Just for the audio. And I'll turn off all the audio on this. Does that work? Wait, now I don't hear you. Oh, okay. What do you think of the Discord idea? I hear you fine. So, okay, I'm just getting a massive delay. Oh, I understand. I need to... I think I know what's happening now. Okay, can you talk? Okay, and what about me? Chat, do you hear Chef Reactions talking? Okay, okay, can you check again?
Check.
Okay, let's see what chat says. Chat, can you hear? Okay, now we're getting a lot of yeses. We're getting a lot of yeses. Go. Okay.
Yes, chef. Yes, chef in the chat if you can hear me.
You can hear me. I'm getting a lot of people saying they hear me, they hear you.
We're good.
They see you. Okay. I don't know. Part of me wants to just stop right now because that was kind of like that was sort of a narrative that we just created and it sort of had a story and it ended victoriously and it just, I don't want to mess it up.
It can only get worse. It can only get worse from
but here, let me try. Now I'm going to really push it and try to take out the headphones. So I still want to see. Does everybody hear me and see me?
Now you're going to get an echo.
I don't know if I will.
All right.
Still good? Yeah, Jay Vergs says it's still good.
Still good. All right, let's go.
All right, Michael Bublé is here. Michael Bublé, we're big fans of your work, and it's cool that you've taken time out of your busy schedule to come down
Speak
here
for
and
yourself, Henry.
watch. Do you hear me? Now I'm paranoid. Are we good?
I hear you.
Okay, great. All right. Well, everybody, if you don't already know him, Chef Reactions is going to be joining us today. Chef Reactions is not only a renowned chef, but also an internet sensation with Instagram and TikTok followers in the millions and millions, plural. And it's just going to be very exciting because from chef to chef here, I've been just a little bit about me for anybody who might not.
Hold on a second.
What's going on now?
Okay, I'll call it. You said from chef to chef. That's what you said,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Henry?
I've been cooking now. Now, I didn't go to formal cooking school or anything like that. Everybody's got their own philosophy about whether you need school or not. But I learned a lot from YouTube.
Oh, hi.
And I'm actually I've been cooking now for probably about 8 years, but I've been teaching it for 13 years on YouTube.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I think that you can teach anything and you can learn anything by teaching it. You get better at stuff.
Yeah.
You know?
No, that's a good way of looking at things. Now, what got you into cooking, Henry? What brought upon the interest?
I was in my early 40s. I was going through a terrible breakup. I was just awful. I was sleeping in every morning. I was broke. I was drinking a lot during that time. And I was making food for myself at home, and I stumbled on a guy who was probably in his middle ages, like myself, and looked like he was in his grandma's attic or whatever, teaching how to make chili. And I thought to myself, well, I could do this. And everything changed for me, not overnight, and not even completely. I still am broke and sleep in a lot and drink. But
Okay.
the thing is, I have cooking now in my life. And I have friends, not real friends, but virtual friends, like the people out here.
Broken, depressed, and not sleeping you've actually described 3 of the major traits of most professional working chefs. So you're on the right track for sure.
Well, that's good to hear.
Yeah.
Now, from chef to chef, I'll just share with you a couple of my pet peeves. Number one, whenever I'm looking at a recipe online, it'll say, like pasta, for example, cook pasta, or on the instructions on the box, it'll say cook pasta for 9 to 11 minutes. Well, obviously they're trying to get you to do the math and get the number in between, which is 10. But that's one of those sort of elitist things, you know, where it's like, oh, we can't just make it easy and say 10. We have to give them some kind of code, you know?
Sure. I mean, it's more about, each pasta is kind of different. The different shapes of pastas are different thicknesses. They could cook at different times, but I guess it could be considered elitist as well. Yeah.
Well, yeah,
I haven't thought of it that way, but
I think that they're trying to protect their brand. They don't want everybody just jumping in there and making their pasta. They want to have you jump through some hoops. It's just and then the other one, and I'm sure this has made you mad as well. You'll go to a website and it'll say, make a souffle or whatever in 3 easy steps. And then step 1 is boil water, gather ingredients, preheat oven to 400. They're putting like 5 steps in the first one, and that's a bullshit move, I think. And I think that's going to happen in the recipe that we're doing today.
You know what? I agree with you. That is a bullshit move. If it's supposed to be 3 steps, make it 3 steps.
Exactly.
Don't lie to us.
It should say
or
one.
don't say it's a 3 ingredient recipe and then it's like butter, sugar, flour, plus 3 other ingredients. No, that's 6 ingredients.
Oh, that pisses me off to no end. And then the other one, and this is the last one
Good,
of venting.
okay.
It's very rare that I get fellow chefs on here, so I just kind of want to just vent one more thing, and that's how many times are you in the middle of the recipe, and all of a sudden it says preheat oven to 450 degrees. It's like, well, you could have told me that in step 1, and now I'm not sitting around for 20 minutes twiddling my thumbs waiting. So what I started doing, and I don't know if you agree with this, but I just started leaving the oven preheated the whole time, all the time.
Just like 24 hours a day, 7 days a
you
week.
never know when you're going to want to cook, and you don't want to be...
No, I mean, that's fair. Like in restaurants, the first thing you do is turn on the ovens, and then they are on all day. But I mean, it's not my gas bill. It's usually the owner of the restaurant's gas. What's your? Is it a gas oven? Is it an electric
It's
oven?
gas.
Because
At the moment, it's
your
off
bill's got to
because-
be through the fucking roof, huh?
Well, at the moment, it's off. I talked to somebody at the fire department down the street, and they said that it could cause carbon monoxide poisoning or something like that if you leave it on all the time. Now,
It is a concern.
A, I don't know if that's true, and B, it's a trade-off, right? Do you want to wait 20 minutes for the oven to heat, or do you want to have a clear head all the time? And that's like everything.
I mean,
Shrug
work smart,
Shrugsley
not
here
hard,
says
right?
if you turn off the house heat, you save that money, so it evens out. Yeah, that's good.
there you go.
Well,
There you go. That makes sense.
are you a coffee guy?
I am. Yeah.
I'm doing my coffee.
Black
right
coffee
now.
exclusively.
I've got my "You're My National Treasure" Nicolas Cage mug. By the way, if I go to your channel, which I'm not going to do because I realize now, and I'm embarrassed to say this, that whole first 10 minutes of the stream was my stupidity. And that's the one thing we didn't have.
Oh.
I had your channel up and my channel up just because I wanted to make sure that we were streaming. But the problem is when I pushed mute site, this is for any technical people out here, I'm giving technical advice now. When I pushed mute site, I didn't realize it muted all the tabs that are Twitch related, including the one that you and I need. So I didn't know it muted Twitch across the board. And so for any tech heads out there, which I think is most of Twitch, that's what was going on there. But anyway, you said that my camera doesn't look good. I think it's good. So it could have something to do with the interface, you know.
It's
I don't
probably
know.
on my end.
But I apologize about that.
I don't
Scylla
think I'm
says-
live on my channel right now.
What's that?
I don't believe I'm live on my channel right
Well,
now
you
because I
were
couldn't figure it
before.
out.
If you want to check Chef Reactions, go to Chef Reactions on Twitch. So that would be twitch.tv/
No, I'm the
You stopped streaming?
Flash Chef Reactions. We're just live on your channel right now, Henry. But I put it out there to the masses that we're live
Okay.
here
well,
on
'cause
twitch.tv/henlips1.
You were on there before. Okay. Well, Kairosa, one of our moderators, just tweeted out your because you're kind of new to Twitch, right?
I am. Yeah, it's only been a couple months for me.
Well, welcome. I have found a couple of things to be true. Number one, that the users on Twitch are a level up in terms of intellectual capacity. They're just, I don't want to insult people on Facebook or YouTube or whatever, but they're just,
No, you can insult the Facebook people. You
yeah,
can
they're,
insult the
they're I
Facebook
just think
people.
they're
Those ones
smarter,
are okay.
you know. And I have a lot of friends on both of those platforms, and if I were on one of those platforms right now, I might be saying the exact opposite. But I just want to say that
You're a man of the
Twitch-
people, Henry.
Yeah, the Twitch users are just a step above. They can do troubleshooting. They can chime in. There's a guy, Quanto, who unfortunately is not able to join us because he's breeding a family at the moment. He's our resident breeder here at
Breeding?
Henry's Kitchen. Yeah.
He's breeding a family. His own or someone else's?
I think it's his own. But
Okay.
What? So he's one of our 2 VIP users here, and by the way, when I say user, I'm talking about a user of Twitch, not a user of hard drugs, which he might be that too, but I don't want to judge or
Could
cast
be.
aspersions.
Yeah.
But what I do want to say about Quanto is the way that he got the VIP badge is that he was on his honeymoon in Greece, and he literally left his wife, like at the ruins or something like that, to come help Henry's Kitchen
Okay.
with a technical issue that we were having. And to me, that's like an element of dedication. Wow. He was able to repair his relationship, but I just thought that was above and beyond.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't even know what to say to that. That's dedication.
But, yeah, I guess what I'm saying is that welcome to Twitch, Chef Reactions, and you're going to love it because people are great.
Appreciate
and,
it.
I mean, we just had 10 minutes of just probably what would have been a disaster on television of
On literally any other platform, on any other medium.
Yeah.
It would have been just absolute instant death. Yep, for sure.
And we have 394 viewers. So people either came on after that or they didn't drop out. Now it'd be a bummer if I found out we had 1,000 and we went down to 600. But anyway, going back, so yeah, it would have been awful, but on Twitch it's not. If it were, it would have been like the Ashley Simpson lip syncing controversy or Milli Vanilli or one of those things.
Right.
But we avoided
timely.
that because we
very super timely references.
Yeah. Well, those are the ones that I recall. By the way, I'm twice as old as the mean age of everybody on Twitch.
So Twitch user?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So wait, there's the mean and the median. Do you know the difference between those? I've got a computer. If we don't.
Nope.
Computer volume.
No,
10.
I worked in kitchens. I'm not.
Computer, what is the difference between the mean and the median? And I'll bet somebody here will say it too.
The mean and median are both ways to describe the central tendency of a data set, but they differ in how they calculate the average. The mean is calculated by adding the values in the data set and dividing by the total
Computer,
number
stop.
of value.
Maybe that was more than we needed. Okay, let's talk about beef Wellington. Beef Wellington is sort of
great.
It's sort of the Mount Everest for cooks like Chef Reactions and myself. It's sort of the menage a trois, if you will, of the culinary arts, and it's not easy. But there's a famous saying, I think I'm the one who said it, is that if cooking were easy, then they wouldn't call it cooking. And I'll take that to my grave. I'll put that on my tombstone for real.
What?
Yeah. So I'm just going to go through. And by the way, Chef Reactions, if you want to follow along, I'm going to the Gordon Ramsay Masterclass link that came up when I looked up the recipe. It's called,
You're going really for the top of the mountain.
Yeah, Masterclass /
Like if you're gonna do it, you're going.
I wanted to impress you. This is the first time I've had an actual chef on here to work with. Okay. Gordon Ramsay. Jay Verg says this is a 15-minute recipe. I have yet to believe that, but we'll see. Gordon Ramsay's beef Wellington.
15-minute beef Wellington, huh?
Yeah, recipe. How to make beef Wellington with mushroom duxelles. Okay? Chef Gordon Ramsay modernizes the classic beef Wellington recipe with his trusty cast iron skillet, which gives the beef fillet color, depth, and flavor. Dijon mustard tenderizes, marinates, and gives a gentle kick to the filet mignon.
Dijon.
Layers of prosciutto, savory chive recipe, a mushroom mixture, and puff pastry literally seal the deal. Not literally, you're not sealing a deal, you're sealing the food. And what will become your go-to recipe to impress. And that's why I have it here. Let's just see here. Shrugsley says, I bet this isn't going to be harder than the apple tartine from Henry's masterclass. Yeah, Placido Domingo would definitely prefer the pie. I learned that from Teach Henry. Yeah. Or was it Luciano Pavarotti? one of them died from eating the tarte tatin, but died in ecstasy, fortunately. And there's some pictures if you want
Like
to see
died
what
as a
we're
result of eating.
probably of eating a lot of them over many years. But
Okay. Okay, so cumulative. Okay.
yeah, if you want to see what we're making
You didn't
today,
choke on one.
I don't believe so. No, actually, that I
Okay.
might have to Wikipedia it. But this is what we're making today, guys. This is what it's going to look like. It's going to be beautiful. Let's talk about some of the ingredients that we're going to be using. Well, okay. Yeah, maybe we could go into the history of the thing or whatever. But I'll just go into my ingredients that I've got. Now, do you agree that it's kind of weird? The recipe says to leave your prosciutto out overnight. Is that normal?
It says to leave it out overnight.
I think I saw that somewhere. Leave it out to thaw overnight in plastic wrap.
Was it frozen?
I don't know. You know
You're
what?
supposed
Actually,
to take
I might
the
be
actual.
confusing it with this stuff. But one of them it said, and so I just left
Yeah.
everything out overnight because I couldn't remember which one. But this is going to be obviously the star of our show. This is called a filet mignon. Now, my students out there will tell you that I don't really work with hardcore beef a lot, at the risk of maybe fucking it up and then just not being able to eat it. But this butcher, I told him I was making a beef Wellington, and he said, well, you have to use the filet mignon. And I was like, well, sure. And then he said, that'll be $30. I was like, no, that's not going to happen. That's ridiculous. And I said, just give me one of these other ones. And he said, well, if you're making beef Wellington, you got to do the filet mignon. So actually, this is only half of it. I'm gonna try another one by myself, probably Saturday night after today. But
Okay.
this cost me a pretty good amount of money, and it pissed me off. So I got to make sure this really works. But that is it. That's the star of our show. We've got our eggs that we're going to use for an egg wash. I've got some fresh thyme pricks. I've got mushrooms. It says here portobello mushrooms, but I'm going to be using a shit take mushroom because that one to me is just so much more.
Shiitake?
Is that it? I don't know if that's...
It,
Is that the way the French pronunciation?
it might be. That might, yeah. You know, that's how the French say it. I think the Japanese pronounce it shit take.
Well, like in Britain, for example, they usually say, I think they say, like, instead of filet, they say fillet, and instead of buffet, they say buffet, and instead of waiting for Godot, they say waiting for got it. And I think that this is, I'm using the British pronunciation shit take, but I
Right.
guess
Okay.
the
Shit take.
French, yeah, I could be fancy and say shiitake.
Tomato, right?
Exactly.
I think I don't know which says which, but
I think tomato's the French. Yeah. And then
okay.
this is some Dijon mustard. And we've got some fine kosher sea salt. I've got
Okay.
this. This is called Tony Chachere's, and from one chef to another. I don't know if you've ever had this save your ass, but you can put this on anything and it'll make it awesome. Tony Chachere's.
I've seen it around. I've never actually used it.
It gives
I've never used
everything a Cajun thing. So it's sort of like, well, I fucked this up. I'm going to make it Cajun, and it works. Some ground peppercorns. Our prosciutto, which I had
If
left
you ever
out
burn,
overnight.
here's a tip, Henry, for you
Yeah.
and for the chat. If you ever burn a piece of fish,
Yeah.
you can just say it's blackened, like a blackened, blackened salmon or whatever you're cooking. That's a good way to. If you burn it, you can just say that.
Okay. And then, so yeah, if you're serving it to someone, that way, instead of them saying, hey, you burned my fish, they'll just say, hey, you accidentally gave me a blackened fish. And that way you're just a guy who
Right,
accidentally just, oh, sorry, I thought you, and then you have a second chance. That's good. See, now
Right,
that's the kind
yeah.
of tips that we're looking for here. Just between you and me, I don't think anybody in the chat
And
is ever
everybody
gonna
watching,
be,
but yeah.
is ever going to be very successful at cooking based on some of the comments. But that's just between you and me. The mic is on, right?
I mean,
Oh shit.
I think they heard you. I
Okay.
think they heard you say that.
I was joking about that. All right, so let's go back to our ingredients here. We have eggs that we're using as an egg wash. This is some olive oil, and just in case I need more, I have another can. And you're going to need a couple of other things. Now, I'm going to be using what I call the roast beef cam. This is the camera for my cat roast beef, but we're going to need it today for...
Okay.
Of course it's not working. Of course. Well, as long as we got the audio. What the fuck? Jesus. All right, hold on a second.
Is that Bono?
Yeah.
What the fuck is Bono
Every now and
doing?
then, no. Okay, now I just knocked the whole thing out. Okay, yeah, the phone wasn't on here. We'll get this. No.
Why was Bono there?
Bono has a weird way of showing up in random spots. Okay, here we go.
Oh, okay.
Now it should work. There
Like
it is.
your fucking phone overnight when
Yeah.
they're releasing an album.
There it is. Okay, so that's going to be where we're going to be doing a lot of our work. It's kind of distorted, but that's okay. Okay, so we've got a question already. Broken Carapace says, Henry, my eggs are old, already hatched. Can I use them for this recipe? I would imagine so, because we're just using them for an egg wash.
No, not if they're
Chef
hatched,
Reactions
Henry, you
might
can't.
disagree. Even among great chefs,
I-
there's differences of opinion. Okay.
Don't use hatched
Okay.
eggs to make an egg wash.
So we've got two opinions there. Munch Hotel says, "How about a Bono emote for the chat?" That's a great idea. Anytime something goes wrong, for some reason, Bono. Okay, this is a good question for both of us. My holiest ite says, when cooking, do you use apple cider or do you have Dickens cider? Well, I've had Dickens, I guess spelled like Charles Dickens. That's probably a British cider. I was actually in Bristol the first time that I had cider, and I don't know if I had Dickens cider or if it was just whatever the house cider was.
Oh fuck. Yeah, no, Dickens Dickens cider is it's good for like historical reenactments.
Okay.
If you're catering a historical reenactment, that's good for that.
Well, if you ever
A Renaissance fair, perhaps.
have a chance to have a Dickens cider, if you're in Bristol, I highly recommend it. Okay, Michael Bublé here chiming in. Michael Bublé,
Oh my
it's
God.
amazing how much time he's got. Have you ever cooked with dill dough? Is that even a thing? Oh, I guess that would be just dough and you put the dill in it.
Yeah, you would fold some dill into it, hence making dill dough.
Again, I mean, you're not going to get intelligent questions like this on one of these platforms like YouTube or Facebook. I mean, these people...
I agree. Sometimes though, you got to double up. You got to double up the recipe, so it's a double dill dough.
Oh, okay. So that would be a dough with twice the dill.
You would scale up the recipe, yeah, when you need as much, yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to go ahead. We're going to have to start cooking here. So let's go right into it here.
Better hop to it, Henry.
All right, so let's go to this. And also I have to set... So according to my deal with Twitch, in order for people not to miss any content, I have to do an ad at a set time every hour. So we're going to... Computer, set timer for 25 minutes.
25 minutes, starting now.
Okay, the first thing we're going to need to do is clear our cooking board. Is that
Fucking Dickens cider. I'm still laughing about it. I'm a child.
Yeah, I'm going to have to get to Bristol again thinking about it. Now, I don't know if anybody's had a Fistons. That's a different type of cider. Okay.
Fist insider? Fist
Yeah.
inside.
Okay. But yeah, we're getting off a little bit. All right. So I need to now go to the first.
Three fingers of fist insider?
Something like that. Okay. So the first
I
thing
guess it
it
would be
says
5.
here is wrap each piece of beef lightly in a triple layer of cling film to set its shape, then chill overnight.
You didn't do that though, right? You
No,
left
that's
everything
not going to
out
happen.
overnight.
That's not happening.
Okay.
We're not going to
right.
sit here for 24 hours and wait for that to happen. So they're just going to have.
No, you could have done that though yesterday though.
I should have.
But you didn't.
Well,
Maybe, huh?
There's some confusion. There's 2 recipes.
We could skip it. We'll skip it. It's not important.
Okay. Gordon Ramsay has the masterclass one, but if you go to google.com, it says gordonramsay.com beef Wellington, and they're 2 totally different things. So I'm going to be kind of drawing from both because I think I might have mixed them up, some of the instructions. But here we go. Season beef liberally. They always got to bring politics. With salt and pepper on all sides. Okay, so I'm going to start unwrapping my beef. And also, you always want to wash
While
your
you're doing that, Henry, sorry, I don't mean to interrupt you. Somebody in the chat said, who would read a recipe the day before? Nobody normally. However, the only reason I know that Henry did read the recipe the day before is because he left every other ingredient out. So
Yeah.
that's just clearing that up for the chat.
Yeah, and I think that's, as much as I'd like to own that, I think it might be because of the fact that Gordon Ramsay has 2 different recipes for this, and the instructions get mixed up. Because that, now I realize the other one is the one that said leave your pastry out overnight or thawing or something like that.
I think that's the same recipe though, because you should have done that for your.
I don't know, but I don't think
it's
I'm
okay. We're good. Henry. Here's a little bit of advice.
Yeah.
Here's a saying. I have a saying. You have plenty of sayings. I have a saying as well. Cooking is like a roadmap. You can take all sorts of different streets to get to the same destination. But when you're doing baking, it's more like a blueprint. One wrong screw and the whole children's orphanage comes crashing down.
Oh wow. Yeah, and it really is kind of that level of stakes. And for anybody out there thinking that this undertaking is easy, I just want to say, how many occupations can you think of where you have fire real close to you, and you have knives, really sharp knives, and you have the threat of worse than both those things being yelled at by some guy?
Is that worse?
Yeah, I mean
that would be worse.
I think that would probably be worse than either of them. But
being stabbed?
Well, just the psychological damage that it does when someone physically, like verbally,
like a mental stabbing.
You. Now, were you berated ever in your days of cooking?
Oh, of course, yeah.
See that I've seen The Bear, and I can't handle it. That's probably why I work generally just on YouTube.
Have you ever worked in? I'm curious, chef to chef. Have you ever worked in a restaurant before, Henry? Or
I did. I worked at a place called Dominic's Pizza when I was a teenager. It was a mom and pop Italian restaurant. It was owned by the parents of a couple of kids that I went to high school, which were kind of bullies. But either way, I worked there. And there was a lady who was in the back in the kitchen who didn't speak English at all. And every time they told me, we need more bread, I'd run to the back and I'd get bread. And it was, I don't know if it's a baguette or not, but it was one of those like 3-foot long pieces of bread. And every time I would grab it, that lady would hit me in the head with the bread over and over again. And I just never knew. I was like, what? Why are you so mad? And it turns out, I guess I was taking the bread that was fresh, and I was supposed to be taking the older one because otherwise they'd be on a cycle of wasting. I don't know. But she didn't communicate that to me, and I was traumatized by every time I had to go to the kitchen. I just get smacked in the head with bread. And so I stopped. working there, and then I worked at the library. But I was eventually let go because I had a habit of
from the library.
Yeah, because I would go back into the aisles and just sit there and read. You know, I'd get lost in the library aisles and I would just read. And that's probably why I'm so well read, but also so poorly jobbed. Jay Vergs says, did you stock books in the cooking section of the library? No, cooking is really something I didn't pick up until I was into my 40s. All right, we're getting off. Let's go to our beef here. It says it wants us to season this beef liberally with salt and pepper. I've got my awesome peppercorns that you grind here, like so. Gonna get all sides. Okay. How many sides does this thing have? It's a cube, I guess, so it'd be 6 sides. As opposed to a dodecahedron, which would be 12 sides. Computer, what do you call a 6-sided die? Computer doesn't feel like answering.
According to an Alexa Answers computer,
a
6-sided object is called a hexagon. The prefix hexa is Greek for 6.
Yeah, but I was talking 3D though, but I don't know. A hexahedron, maybe. Okay.
Perhaps.
Who cares? All right, seasoned beef. Use your hands to press the salt and pepper in while rolling and shaping into a cylinder. We can do that. So let's get our salt here now. And one of the things that I've noticed that's probably stressful about being an actual cook in the restaurant is you don't really have a lot of leisure time. Am I right about that?
Correct.
Also,
yeah.
am I using way too much salt?
I mean, salt and pepper are usually to taste, meaning to your own personal preference. So it's whatever you like. Are you just cooking this for yourself?
Yeah, I usually cook and eat it while I sit with my cat and we watch a lot of Hallmark movies. So
Hallmark?
Yeah.
Hallmark movies.
Usually the rom-coms. I'm a big fan. But I
see. I'm partial to.
To which?
Oh, I watch my guilty pleasures, Lifetime movies.
Oh, okay.
Excuse me.
Yeah, Lifetime is good, but sometimes they'll get the one about a stalker or something, and it gets a little too heavy for me.
Those are the ones that I like. Those are the ones that I like.
Caffeinated Cat, what's the best Hallmark movie? I would say the Christmas ones. Boy, I can never remember the names. They're always something like The Best Christmas Ever or The Most Awesome Christmas Ever. But anything with a title like that is good. Okay. All right, so it says that we want to use our hands to roll this into a cylinder. So I guess a cylinder would be a rolled... I don't know... The stakes aren't high, no pun intended, for this recipe because or you know what, fuck it, pun intended.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
No
Henry, is this the step, Henry, that it says prior to refrigerating the fillet? Is this?
No, this just says season beef liberally. Use your hands.
Okay.
To press salt
and you're rolling
pepper.
It.
Oh, it did say something about shape it the night before or whatever, but you know, we got to move. We can't really be
So yeah, absolutely. But while you're continuing to handle your meat there, Henry.
Yeah.
For the people in the chat, if you're looking to make your own beef Wellington, the reason why they say to chill your beef the night before is that normally you want to have your beef at room temperature when you cook it so that it cooks evenly throughout. In this case, what you're going to be doing is searing the beef while it's cold and then baking it in the puff pastry. So the fact that it's cold when it comes out of the fridge means that it won't cook in the middle as fast as if it were room temperature. There you go.
Okay.
Yeah, I just went Rain Man for a second.
No, that's great. Please. Sometimes I'll get kind of lost in what I'm doing here, and I'll need to then, have we need someone holding up the fort, as it were, holding down the fort. I don't know.
Somebody said we don't do learning in this channel. Okay, well, I learn something new every time I watch Henry. I've become a big fan of Henry over the last 2 months or so.
That.
Before that, I had not been lucky enough to come across your content, but you make some pretty interesting dishes there. Chef to chef, of course.
I appreciate that, and you know what? I think what makes mine more interesting probably than most other chefs is that I didn't get the formal education, so I had to learn out on the streets. Right. And when you do that, you come up a different way. A lot of people don't know. There's a very specific guy who is a very famous.
I think you're
musician.
good on that.
Is it cylindrical?
On that.
Okay.
I think so. I think you're okay.
All right. Well, I was going to say Eddie Van Halen wasn't really formally trained. I mean, he had a little bit of training, but he wound up being the best guitar player ever. And, I'd like to say that I'm sort of the Eddie Van Halen, if you will, of cooking.
Of the kitchen?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
I don't know how he cooked, but I imagine he'd be good.
I'm like the Sammy Hagar of cooking.
Yeah. But or there's a lot. Okay, sorry, I'm doing two things at once. Beef into a cylinder, we've got that done. Heat
cylinder beef, we're good. Yeah.
Yeah, heat a cast iron skillet. I don't have that, but I have a skillet or a saute pan, I guess, and a grapeseed oil. I don't have grapeseed oil. They didn't fucking say that. That's what the other one didn't say. Grapeseed oil. Sorry, I'm getting a little annoyed here. Because it
That's
said
okay,
olive
Henry. That's
oil.
okay.
It says literally olive oil for frying.
You can use olive oil. See, grapeseed has a higher smoke point, meaning that it'll take a higher temperature for it to burn.
Okay.
But you can use olive oil. You'll be okay.
Okay. Thank you. Thanks for talking me down there. I was about to go apeshit. Okay. Let's turn this.
I mean, grape would be better.
Okay.
But hey.
This is an infrared stove. So I'm going to get it
infrared.
Yeah, I'm going to get it probably about 900 degrees. And let's go ahead and add our olive oil in there.
Okay. Get open. There you go.
Yeah. I guess it was open already, so I thought I was opening it, but I was actually closing it. Guys, make sure you know your equipment. And also, we're out. Damn. Well, how much do you think I'll need? I think I'll scatter it with the paintbrush here. I'm not sure if I cleaned that. That's good.
Is it still have paint on it?
So, it says it wants us to heat that up a little bit. Maybe this is a good chance to check and see if we have any questions.
Oh, I'm sure there are a lot of questions.
Kraken Zoe says, will this recipe be finished by the end of the day? You know what? It says it should take an hour. So I think we should be okay. Except, hold on a second. I'm going to scroll down. Ha! Got it. Okay, step 8. If you're following along on the Gordon Ramsay website, Masterclass Beef Wellington, it says right here, step 8, preheat oven to 450 degrees. Can you believe that? That was gonna really suck.
There you go, all the way down in step 8. But I thought you kept it on all the time.
No. After I talked to the fireman, I started feeling a little lightheaded and getting kind of hypochondriacal, so I just sort of decided I was going to turn it off for a bit.
Lee in the chat reminded us that you have a whole other thing of olive oil, Henry. You have that whole other
Oh,
thing of
that's
olive
right.
oil.
I have a can. Yeah. This is. I don't. I think we're gonna be good. We'll save this in case we need more.
Okay, just in case.
Piss Baby says getting into a car accident from watching Henry is how I want to go. Thank you, Piss Baby. That's really kind words. And Trooper Gaddy. Well, this would be a question for Chef Reactions. Wasn't Gordon Ramsay proven to be a fake? Sounds controversial.
I'm sorry, what? Gordon Ramsay? No, no. Of all the people you could say are fake, Gordon Ramsay isn't.
Well,
isn't
there's a
definitely not one of them.
popular conspiracy theory that William Shakespeare was fake. It was actually like the Archduke of Wellington or something like that.
Okay.
So I don't know if
I can't argue with that logic. Really.
yeah. So okay. Fitch and Hats simply says William Shatner, and yet there's no context whatsoever. They just literally said William Shatner.
Just William Shatner.
Maybe the theory is that Gordon Ramsay actually is William Shatner.
Shakespeare.
I've heard of that. Oh, William Shakespeare. Oh, so there is context there. There's similar names.
So hold on, William Shatner was William Shakespeare?
I don't know. Shatner, I don't even know her. M. Cariotti, we are also Borson. Oh yeah, that gets into other. We've decided there's really no way to disprove a conspiracy theory, and it's driving a lot of people crazy. A lot of people think that my cat died a year ago, but I used pre-recorded footage of the cat just to get views.
Couldn't we disprove that right now? Is roast beef around?
Roast beef is there. Yeah, I don't want to wake him up just yet. See, now this is where the conspiracy people get. Yeah, he will. He will come out and he'll make himself known.
Okay.
Okay,
I mean, that sounds like what somebody whose cats died a year ago would say.
Okay.
Yeah, well, we've done various things. Like, for example, I've gotten into the camera frame and said current events, but then maybe I predicted those current events, and it's still hard to disprove.
It's
hey,
like
I want
The
to say
Simpsons, yeah.
Thank you to Burrito55555 for subscribing at Tier 3, and you, of course, are on the Tier 3 board, so thanks for that. Saguaro Ooh gifted 5 Tier 1 subs. Very kind of you, Saguaro Ooh. And we've got a lot of other people. I'm just going to shout out real quick. Dignity Level, Chunk Yogurt 2024, Minho Shin 64, Jay Verge. Jay Vergs, who's been very active in the chat here, gifted 5 Tier 1 subs, and that's very nice of you. Thanks, Jay Vergs. Hope you're still there. That was 40 minutes
Very
ago.
nice.
Mr. Dubes McGee resubscribed. Floof and Schnarf. Ursula said, careful, the man in the microwave is going to steal beef Wellington. It could very well happen.
Dr.
And then,
Dubes McGee.
A girl from class. I wonder if that's Nancy that I went to grade school with. Arch Bounds resubscribed. So many people. And Irish Drummer Boy. Borsenvin tipped $5. But that was 3 days ago. So I think we're caught up. Now let's get some of this stuff going here. It says here that it wants us to
This pan's been heating the entire time, Henry?
Yeah. Okay. So
Just
sear
be
the
careful.
beef, cooking on 1 minute per side. So computer, set timer for 1 minute. Computer, set timer for 1
Okay,
minute.
it's not that.
Second timer, 1 minute.
It's
Starting
not.
now.
It's not that hot.
Okay. Am I literally going to have to do this 6 times?
On each side, yeah.
Well, in the interest of time, we're gonna have
You
to,
need a little bit more oil. You need a little bit more oil in there.
a little more oil.
But
Okay.
it's kind of late for it. It's a little late for it now, but now that oil's gotta it's gonna sure.
Well,
Just do what you gotta do, Henry.
I'll let that one cook
you know
while
what?
I'm using the other one.
I've never been the type to second guess another chef and their methods, so I'm here to learn more than anything else, you know?
Well, I guess the idea here is that we're gonna get every part of it looking like it's already cooked, but it's not cooked. Is that like some kind of trick?
Well, you're searing the outside of it, yeah, just to get some color on the outside. Your pan's not the hottest because it's kind of a gray color.
Okay, computer, stop. All right, I'm gonna need some kind of a spatula situation. Somebody asked if this cable is on the pan. Yeah, it is, and that would be bad actually if we had, if that one. It's sticking, which is unfortunate. Is that why you're saying?
Yeah, no,
I need
that's okay.
more oil?
No, like it will release itself as the skin, not the skin, but as the surface browns.
Okay.
It'll release itself. But you're doing all right, Henry. That's okay.
All right. It's kind of hard. I mean, this is supposed to be a cylinder technically. So I don't know when it says all sides if how necessary it is, but they just mean you don't want to see red from the outside of it, I would imagine.
Correct. Well, I ideally you it's not that you just don't see red, but that there's a nice browning occurring on the outside there.
Yeah, and would you agree while this is cooking or searing or whatever they want to call it? See now that I've got a little bit of this going on, which I don't like.
Yeah.
But would you agree with me that, and this is one of those secrets of the trade, but you can never really wash dishes. I mean, really wash them.
No, I disagree with that. You can't.
Well, I mean,
and
you know,
should.
we go through the motions and we let the customers see, oh, look, I'm washing the dishes, but
No.
to actually
You
really
wash
wash a
the
dish would be so time consuming, and time is money in a restaurant.
No, it doesn't. There's machines. There are machines. There are people whose job it is specifically to wash the dishes. Washing dishes is very important in a restaurant setting.
Okay, so yeah, maybe just difference of opinion on that, but that's okay. All right, so let's go back to our seared beef here. I think we're ready for our next instruction. I will say this smells fucking fantastic. It smells like a
Hell yeah.
$30 piece of meat.
Oh, how much was it again, Henry?
$30. Well, I had more of it too, so I guess it probably would be more like 15 for each size like this.
$15, yeah.
Okay.
You can just leave it there for a couple of seconds. You don't need to keep moving it around.
Well, I'm worried it's gonna stick, right? Nothing pisses me off
It
more
will
than when
for a
this
while
stuff
until it.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Remove beef to sheet tray. See, now this is another thing. Yeah, sorry, I'm gonna vent a little bit, and I know you're gonna feel me on this, but step 3, remove beef to sheet tray and pour the pan juices over it. That's 2 steps in one sentence. And then it says, while hot, brush Dijon mustard all over and then allow to rest. So they have 4 instructions in step 3. So really, this thing is like 16 steps.
Maniacal.
But if you multiply that by 4, computer, what's 16 times 4?
16 times 4 is 64.
Yeah, we've got 64 steps, and we're only on number 3. Computer, stop. Okay, we're going to move forward here.
Outrageous.
I'm going to turn this off.
Outrageous.
Remove beef to sheet tray and pour the pan juices over it. What's a sheet tray? I think they mean this, right?
You can put it on a plate. You can put it on anything.
It's called a cooking sheet. I don't know why. Maybe that's the British way. Now this thing is filthy. So I'm gonna use shit. I have some, or I had some parchment paper here. And there should be a place where you can, it's got the ridges.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go. Computer, how much time left on the timer?
There are no timers set.
Oh, really? Oh, that's no
Yeah,
good.
you should probably check that beef.
Well, what I need to do is I need to check that, but I have to show an ad right now. 3-minute ad. Don't worry,
Okay,
you're not
ad
going to miss
time.
anything. I've turned off.
Check your beef, Henry, while you're on ads.
Okay. Wait, wrong cam. Where do I get that cam again?
Yeah, or
Fuck.
don't check it.
Okay, hold on. There it is. Okay. There it is.
Henry, turn that fucking beef over, please.
Okay.
There it is.
What is the danger of? I guess it'd be blackened.
There you go. See?
I did turn off the. I did turn off the heat.
See now that's a decent color on there.
Okay. Well, I'm glad that. Thanks for your advice on that. I'm glad we.
It's not great. It's not great, but it's better than the other side.
Did that together. Somebody, Trooper Gaddy, says it's still gray. But Trooper Gaddy, we haven't put it inside the pastry yet. So we got 2 minutes. Let's look at a couple of, well, for one thing, I want to thank some people, obviously. Trectatus gifted a tier 1 sub to Chef Reactions. Thank you,
Oh,
Trectatus,
thank you.
for that.
Thank you very much.
And Seguaro U. Dio Fantos of Sweden says, hi, everyone. Hi, Dio Fantos. Do you mean you're a Dio fan, like a Ronnie James Dio? But I don't know what terms of service of Sweden. I would like to know more about your name. Caffeinated Kath says, thank you, Henry. I'm learning so much. Thank you. And we're gonna go into hour 2 here. I'm kind of hoping we wrap this up within the next 15, but we'll see.
I don't think we will.
We lost a lot of time with our technical stuff in the beginning, so that was part of it. We've got another.
Did you do ads yet, there, Henry?
What's that? Yeah,
Have you
the
done your
ad's
ad?
3 minutes,
We're
so
still waiting.
we've got 50 seconds. So I'm just gonna get everything ready. Now we're still cooking our beef. What are we thinking of this? It's not bad, huh? Apparently the gray color is no bueno, according to
It's
some-
not ideal. It's
some
not
of the
ideal.
users. Okay.
I don't think your pan was hot enough to start, and you could have used a little bit more oil to begin with. But hey, you know, what can you do?
K Pasta says, can I substitute chicken for the beef? I'm going to say a hard no on that. That's called chicken Wellington, and we've never heard of that. Look, I'm not a big fan of red meat. I do it sometimes on occasions. This is definitely an occasion. But you have to do it. The butcher even said, if you don't use filet mignon, you're some kind of asshole. And I was like, I don't appreciate that kind of tone. But he said, I'm not saying you're an asshole. I'm saying if you don't use the filet mignon, you're an asshole.
Right. Yeah.
I have a real
It's good he
crotchety
specified it though.
butcher.
Sounds like it.
Munch Hotel says, Henry, can you use bofa instead of beef? What's a bofa? Cloudy sky.
Don't. Oh, damn it.
What?
Oh, no. He's going to get you. Both of these nuts. Yep, there it is.
Ah, okay. Yeah,
That's-
we're not
he
using
said yep,
pine
he said
nuts
yep
or
for that
anything for
one.
this recipe. Boy, I walked into that one.
Never gets old.
Nolio says, can you tell us the love story between you and Chef Reacts? How did you two meet? Well, we met through the internet. I think it was various
Yep.
people telling each of us that we should work together. And we're doing it, and this is a big deal.
Is everything okay over there? Was that a scream?
Oh yeah, that was the sound of somebody, either my cat roast beef dying or the sound of someone donating money. And fortunately, in this case,
Got it.
Borsenvin, our resident Frenchman, who actually seems to have some
Very nice.
knowledge of the culinary arts, says, "What did the beef Wellington say to its father that is also its grandfather? I'm inbred." Of course, yeah, pastry is bread, so that would mean that it's a double entendre for our French fans out there. Thank you,
Oh.
Borsenvin.
Wow.
Thank you, Borsenvin, for that. And j'espère que tu es bien.
People started showing me Henry's videos about 2 months ago in my stream. And ever since then, I've just become such a fan. You know, just trying to consume as much knowledge from
Yeah.
Henry as I can, and just trying to.
Oh, hi.
Because as a chef, I'm always trying to learn and trying to get better. You know, so trying to take bits and pieces from people that I can. And Henry's just been he's been everywhere there lately.
Well, I'm really glad to hear that. I love your critiques and your commentary, and it's always exciting when I see you on TikTok or Instagram to know whether this is something that you would eat or something that you would like. And I think it's suspenseful. You definitely have an air of experience about you. Like you feel like, okay, well, this guy knows his shit. Sometimes
That's
probably
a nice
one
way
of
of
my
saying
biggest,
that I'm a fucking prick.
well, one of my biggest faults is that I tend to doubt myself.
No, you shouldn't, man. Just cooking there's no wrong way to cook. I mean, that's not true, but as long as you're having fun and as long as you're not throwing the food out at the end, then
Oh yeah, I
What
never
does it
do. I always say, always eat what you cook because nobody else will.
that's right.
Okay, and then also
That's right. Absolutely.
you can learn.
What's going on with that beef, Henry? Where have we
Oh,
checked
shit.
the beef lately?
Yeah, you can learn from your mistakes as well. Okay, so I think the beef is probably ready to put on a what does he call it? A sheet cake or something? Let me grab
sheet pan? Yeah, sheet pan.
sheet pan. Okay.
We're not even at the fucking mushrooms. Holy shit.
Oh no, yeah, we're gonna do that real quick. Hold on a sec. Remove beef to sheet tray and pour the pan juices over it. Okay, I think we can handle that.
There's not a lot of juices in that pan there, Henry, but
Okay, so it wants me to literally take the pan and pour the juice of it on top, I guess. Oh wait, we're gonna have to get a different cam for this. Am I doing that right?
sure.
This is referred to en su jugo, which means in its own juices, I believe.
Yeah.
Okay. JSBX fan says you're always doing it right, Henry. Thank you very much. I don't know if that's always true, but I know today I'm kind of knocking it out of the park. Okay, here we go. So step 3, pour the jam.
Crushing it. Today.
We've done 2 of number 3, and now we got to do, while it's hot, we got to brush our Dijon mustard
Brush it with
over
mustard.
it. that we can do. I'm going to use the same brush. I hope there's no purists out there. But let's go ahead and do this now. So literally this feels weird to me. Chef reactions, like I'm just taking store-bought mustard and putting it on a $30 piece of meat. And there's not a lot of mustard here.
You give it a little, you gotta give it a shake first there, Henry, so you don't get the mustard water.
Maybe I should have gotten a brand new mustard.
Oof. No,
Why is it coming out like that? Jesus. Oh, man.
I'll fucking laugh at fart noises until the day I die.
All right, so I'm going to flip it.
Oh, man.
How did it get closed? Okay. There's just, I mean, is it me? Like, I think that's enough. Like, that's enough mustard, right?
Oh, fuck.
And by the way, everybody,
God.
please have...
I think you're good. You want to...
So we want to brush it on there, right? Brush it all
Yeah, you want
around.
to brush it? Make sure you get all the sides. Make sure you get all the sides.
Feels wrong. Like, it just feels like I'm doing something incorrect. Like I'm literally just taking my mustard that I put on my hot dogs and putting it on a piece of beef that costs way too much money.
I didn't see the label. Were you just putting plain old yellow mustard on there?
No,
or
it says Dijon.
It's supposed to be
French.
Oh, there you go.
So it's
okay,
French.
so it's okay. The good stuff. Yep.
Yeah.
It's French for
Okay.
sure.
So there we go. And now allow it to rest. What are we allowing it to rest? Speaking of rest, my cat roast beef. I'll do an update on him
Rest
soon.
in peace.
I don't want everybody going crazy with the conspiracies.
You're
David
feeding
Blowy.
into it though, Henry. Like I'm just blowing right by it.
David Blowy, I don't know if that's the real David Blowy, but it says here that's not a beef Wellington, that's an Alabama hot
Probably.
pocket. Not sure. Okay, so now it's time for number 4. Take a damp towel and moisten your cutting board. Okay, so I guess they skipped a step, and that's get rid of this from your cutting board. I'll put it on top of our other situation here. So we'll just sort of let that rest. Apparently it needs to rest. And then we've got a plain cutting board ready to go
Looks like
here. And
Alcoholic's kidney.
the next thing we're going to need is we're going to layer 3 pieces of plastic wrap. Overlap it. Oh, you know what? Shit. Okay, you know what? I'm going to do this so fast. I have to make the mushroom duxelles first. That's apparently the first thing I need to do. Okay, so we're going to do this. Watch how fast this is going to be. I'm going to take this and let it rest over here so it's out of the way. And place a medium saute pan, which I have, on my infrared stove. And I'm going to put it to 8 over medium high heat. A lot of medium here, which I like. Add oil. So we're going to add our oil. For whoever it was that said we didn't have enough oil, thank you for reminding me that we had a can. And I'm going to put that oil down. And I've been doing this long enough, I can guesstimate how much oil, but if you are new, you probably want to use the little measured spoons that they give you. And add the oil, and when hot, we're going to add our shit take mushrooms, which I have somewhere. Oh yeah, here they are.
Yeah.
So somehow one of these little pricks of thyme got in there. But these are already basically cut up, but I'm going to cut them up even more because it says it wants them finely chopped. So the reason I use this knife, and I don't know if Chef Reactions agrees, but we all have our own little things. I like to have a knife where I know which side is the sharp side, right? Because you'll get other knives where you can't really tell. And I've had a lot of times where I'm like, oh, is that sharp? Oh, shit, you know. But this has ridges on it, so that's a better one.
Okay.
I've already
So you're using a
pre-rinsed.
serrated knife?
Yeah, a serrated, yeah. I've already pre-rinsed these. So, you know.
Do you have a food processor, Henry?
I do, yes. Do you think I'll
Or
need
a
it?
slap chop? You might want to invest in a slap chop. No, not at this point, but you could have done them in a food processor. But there's no point doing it now. But
I guess I'm doing it sort of al fresco.
you say you've been cooking for 12 years?
Yeah. Well, no. I've been teaching for 12 years. I've been cooking for 8.
Teaching.
Yeah, teaching cooking,
Oh.
but you know.
So you started teaching cooking before you actually started physically cooking.
Yeah, it was a little trick I learned. One time I took guitar lessons from a guy back in my early 20s, and it was probably 8 lessons before we actually picked up a guitar. It was a lot of him talking about the philosophy behind guitar, and I finally was like, well, I'm not even sure if this guy really knows how to play guitar. I'm just giving him $75 every week. And then I thought, well, maybe I could do that with cooking.
Seems like a lot.
Okay, so we've got our mushrooms. Let's go ahead and put these down.
No, those aren't ready yet.
You don't think they're ready? Well, they're going to shrink.
You got to chop them a little bit.
They're going to shrink when I put them in.
Just a little bit finer. Just a little bit.
I don't know if they're going to get more than that. But they're going to shrink when we put them in, so I think it'll be okay.
Yeah, definitely.
Plus, in the interest of time, we're only on step 3, and we've been here an hour and a half. So, the recipe, it says it's supposed to be done in 15 minutes or something.
No.
Okay, so we've
might want to turn the heat up a little bit on your pan.
Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. And season well with salt and pepper. Now, what does that mean when they say season well? Do they mean like season well with salt and pepper? Like as if they're thinking about which things they should season it with.
No, I think it means like season it, like do a good job of seasoning it, as opposed to like.
Oh, I see.
I wouldn't think they would say like season poorly, you know.
Oh,
like do a good job while you're doing.
Okay, well I think I seasoned it pretty well.
Yeah, sure.
It smells delicious, if that still means anything anymore in today's world. Back when I started cooking, you knew it was good by smelling it. Now there's all these people that are persnickety about how it tastes. Okay.
It's still important. It is still important.
Now we got to add the thyme. Okay, I've been wondering when we're going to add the thyme.
We've added quite a bit to the initial 15 minutes.
Yeah, no, we have for sure. So this part's going to be a little time consuming, huh? And no pun intended. Or, you know, fuck it. It is pun intended. Let's just take credit for it.
Oh, okay. We're intending puns.
Yeah. I didn't intend it, but it makes me look smarter if I actually was trying to make the pun. But this is legit time consuming, right? Like my stuff's cooking while I'm taking the little pricks off.
So a trick, Henry, is if you take, I wouldn't do it right over the pan like that, but if you were to just take one of the stems pinch it at the top, easy chat, relax, and then then peel them off, kind of against the way that they grow.
Oh. You know what? That might be a technique.
You know
that
what?
I'll work on my own.
Yeah, just keep doing it. Just keep doing it the way you're doing it.
Sometimes
It's
I'll
working.
practice in front of the mirror, see if I really get it right. But my time technique is pretty leaves a little bit to be desired.
Time consuming.
But again, it smells fucking delicious, so I can't be too far off here. Okay, now it wants me to stir frequently to be sure the mushrooms don't stick. Okay. And we're going to cook until all the moisture has evaporated, about 10 minutes, and then we're going to remove it from the heat. Okay. So
Henry, while that's happening, you're not going to need to stir it the whole time. Let's look ahead to the next step and see what we can get done in the meantime.
Okay. That sounds like a good call. Okay, no. Yeah. We're skipping a step. The one that I read said nothing about chive crepes. So I'm literally skipping the entire thing about chive crepes, because the one that I read says that the next step is to cut our pastry in half and place on a lightly floured surface and roll each piece. So let's do the pastry now. I don't know what they're talking about with chive crepes. Piss Baby says, Chef Reactions. Is this like babysitting? Hey, I resent that. Shocky.
No, this is what this is two peers, doing their I'm learning.
I agree, and Shocky1444 says chive crepes is my favorite grunge singer.
Chef to chef.
Yeah, I think he was he was like the third singer on Alice in Chains or something like that. Okay. Let's get our puff pastry out and working. So I'm going to have to lean on you a little bit here, Chef Reactions, because I don't work with puff pastry very often.
Okay, wipe your cutting board first. Wipe your board first. Wipe your board down. There you go.
Oh yeah, because we've got raw meat on it, huh? Or no, I don't think we do actually. I'm not sure. But either way, it's probably.
I don't remember. A lot has happened.
Oh, it's got mushroom. Yeah.
A lot of, and there was some time on there, so a lot of
right.
A lot of stuff has happened.
They got to make these things easier to open. Time is money in a restaurant. You can't be sitting here opening your fucking pastry.
Sure is, Henry. Right.
Also, nice job. They give me this huge box, and that's all they've got in it. Nice.
This is all part of mise en place, so which is a French term for basically doing prep in a kitchen. Meaning that every step that you can take to expedite the cooking process, you kind of do that ahead of time. So you could have had it out already, but...
Okay, I see what you're saying. Okay, so what are we dealing with here? What is this?
It's yelling at underpaid work.
What's happening?
What is happening, Henry? Looks like you're going to want to unfold the old the sheet there.
Is this how many sheets is this? Is this one sheet or what? It says cut the sheet in half. I can roll this anyway, right? Well, for one thing, I'm going to put this back in the wrapper so that I can save it for my next one that I'm going to make. This is like trying to put socks on an octopus. Meaning it's extremely difficult. Probably more difficult than anything I thought I was going to have to do today. Okay, so that's... And I don't want it all bunched up like that. I think it's just going to be called dough at this point. It's not sheets. And that's okay.
Yeah. Let's...
All right. Should I start rolling this? What do you think?
Are you sure that's not folded in half, or are you sure that's
Yeah, but
can't
it
be.
doesn't come apart. At this point, I'm rolling it into whatever I want it to be.
It doesn't come apart. Okay, I can't really see.
I think I'm gonna just cut it in half.
Okay.
I'm sort of
Okay.
at that stage here where we gotta get things moving. There's customers waiting. Or can you imagine?
It's an hour and a half already for a fucking Wellington. Yeah, customers are getting.
Can you imagine? If we were doing. Oh wait, I should probably use some kind of flour, I guess, huh? I got the oven preheating, and I'm starting to get lightheaded from. Oh, that's sugar.
Man. Hey, Henry, have you checked your mushrooms recently?
Let's take a look.
Oh shit.
not ideal. They are sticking, and I remember they specifically said, I'm gonna turn down the heat on them. I mean, look, they smell great. So
Yeah, they're fine.
that's half the battle. Okay, I'm
Yeah,
gonna
that'll do.
I think
They
I'm
go
gonna
on the
turn-
inside. Nobody's gonna be able to tell.
I'm gonna turn off the heat on that because I don't want it to get
Yeah,
even
I
more
think you're
so.
good. I think you're
Okay,
good.
and then unfortunately, this is sugar, not flour. This is our flour. I'm gonna roll this out. This is whole wheat flour. I'm gonna put it on my device. I guess you probably can't have too much flour when it comes to trying to get things not to stick.
No, you can't. You preheated your oven, right, Henry?
Yes, oven is preheated.
Okay, good. Good.
So from chef to chef, how wide or whatever is this thing supposed to be? Would you say?
Well, from chef to chef, unless if you're using another piece. Are you planning on using another piece? Like, are you gonna put the
I have
the
another
beef
piece.
down on that piece?
I have
Okay.
another piece.
So that's probably good. You're probably good.
Okay, let me get the other piece.
You're gonna want to see where that.
There's that, and then we got this one. I'm glad that the students out there get to see what it's like to work under pressure, because that's part of it.
Yeah, chef to chef.
I would imagine if I were working in a fancy restaurant in New York right now, I'd probably be yelled at by somebody, I would imagine. And I'm one of the better ones out there. But, okay. I've found if I go all in one direction, it tends to behave a little better.
Yeah.
Had a little problem. Okay, there we go. Okay, large enough to envelop one of the beef fillets. Oh yeah, we did that for sure. Okay, and then what do we got here? Cut. Oh, okay. There's so many directions here, I can't find where we are. Chill in the refrigerator, we're skipping that. Lay a large sheet of cling film on a work surface. Place 4 slices of Parma, which I do have. That's my prosciutto, which is somewhere.
Porcsutto.
Right here. It wants us to lay...
So you got a sheet of plastic wrap down.
Okay, season... Oh,
Jesus Christ.
lay on the work surface, place 4 slices of Parma in the middle. Do they mean in the middle of my pastry?
Of the sheet of
Okay.
no of the sheet of
And spread the duxelle on top of it. Do they mean on both of them? Or did they even have me working with 2? The 2, I think, was your idea. So let's do
because
that.
you're kind of working with a small. I mean, no, you're supposed to have it on a. No, you know, just kind of Do your thing, Henry.
Okay. Well, you know what?
Interpret
I'm
interpret the
open
recipe.
to.
I'm here to learn.
I'm open. If you see me doing something egregiously wrong, let me know, and I'll fix it.
Nah, there's an expression on the internet. Let him cook. So I'm gonna let you do your thing.
Okay. Well, this smells good. This is our mushroom duxelles. And by the way, I'm finding out this recipe is living up to its reputation as not just the hardest recipe to make, but also one of the hardest things to do in the world.
Like
That
just
includes-
in general? Just in general?
That includes Mount Everest, getting audited.
Architecture?
Architecture, yeah. Just about any kind of triumph of humanity, this is one of them. Okay. Oscillator says this is harder than brain surgery. Yeah, I've never done brain surgery, but I imagine it probably is, because this is very difficult. Borsenvin says giving birth. So a lot of hard things. Okay, so we've done the duxelles on the ham. Now we've seasoned the beef fillets. We're going to place them on top of the mushroom-covered ham. I see where they're going with this now. Using the cling film, it's a lot of cling film. Roll the parma over ham over the beef, then roll. Oh, is this supposed to be on a piece of cling film?
Yeah, but you kind of
No.
you said you were kind of doing it your way,
Yeah.
interpreting.
What are they gonna? Okay, I've got.
It's not like some guy named Wellington is going to knock on your door and come after you. You know, you just
Oh God, I hope not.
do it your way.
Okay, so place atop the mushroom-covered ham using the cling film. Roll the parma
John
over the
Wellington.
beef. I can do that. It's like a burrito, basically. It's
It's an English burrito.
yeah, it's pretty much exactly a
Yeah.
burrito. And if they would have cut with all the flowery terms and language and everything, we probably could have gotten this a little sooner.
Wondering what culture they appropriated this one from.
By the way, I have my chainmail ready if I'm going to be working with really sharp objects, but I think we're going to be good. Okay, so I'm going to add just
You're
a
gonna
little
wanna-
bit more of my mushroom duxelle. Actually, I don't have more.
You want to close
that's
those
okay.
holes there, Henry.
So it says roll the ham over the beef, then roll the tie the cling film to get a nice even thick log. Repeat this with the other one. Well, we're not doing another one. And then chill. I think we've done plenty of chilling today.
Oh, we're chilling. We're
Cloudy
definitely
Sky says
chilling.
Henry's steak burrito. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's all we're doing. This is hands down the best dish Henry's ever done. Thank you, Mozilla for real. Thank you for the positivity there. Okay, I think we've got this. Now,
Look at that.
yeah, it looks like beef
It's
Wellington.
like a Fabergé egg.
Okay, and now it wants to brush with our egg wash, so let's do that real quick. Computer, how much time is left on the timer?
There are no timers set.
Okay, sometimes I like to just check. Make sure there's no timers going. Okay, so I don't know if you're like me, Chef Reactions, where
Fuck.
I always crack my egg inside the bowl. That way, you'll see people do this, and then it'll flow out that way.
I'm the opposite.
This way, well, this
No,
is
what you
something-
should do, Henry? You want to learn something? You want to learn my technique that maybe you might want to
Okay.
adopt? Maybe not.
No, let's hear it.
Take the egg outside of the bowl.
This is
okay?
already risky.
And then you crack it on a flat Yeah, just crack it on a flat surface like your cutting board there.
Isn't it going to flow everywhere?
No, you don't have to. You don't have to open it all. There you go. That's enough, probably. And then crack it open into the actual bowl itself.
Ah.
Heyo.
Yeah, actually, that worked out pretty damn good. That was good.
Well done.
Yeah, and I have.
But you know what? Hey, to each their own. Do
That's
it.
true.
Do it. However
Well,
you're comfortable.
this is one way to do it. There's a lot of ways to skin a cat, which, by the way, is probably one of the worst phrases I've ever heard. Okay, I know that we
Speaking
did that.
of skinning cats, can we see the cat? Can we see roast beef?
We will. He's sleeping, but no. Once he's out, he's going to scream and ruin everything for everybody.
Sleeping. He's always
Right
sleeping.
now, we have a picture
He's always
of
sleeping.
him, but
Like
this is a
permanently
still.
sleeping?
I don't want anybody to think that's really him in real life, because that would be a bullshit.
Can we not?
hoax.
Can we just get like him with today's newspaper or something?
Let me see where he's sleeping. Hold on a sec. Where are you, buddy?
I don't know about this.
Okay. Yeah, we can do this. We got this.
I'm trying to dispel all the conspiracy theorists out there.
Okay, so here's
I
what
just
we're
want
gonna
everybody
do.
to know that
We've got this
roast beef
covered.
is alive and well.
Okay, so that's roast
Okay.
beef. That's my cat roast beef.
Okay.
There's no microphone on the roast beef cam, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go in there. I'm gonna get in the frame,
Okay.
and I'm gonna shout, "I'm
Okay.
making beef Wellington with chef reactions." And if
Okay.
anybody still thinks it's a conspiracy theory, how could I have predicted a year before whether or not you and I were even going to meet, much less make
That's
beef
a good
Wellington?
point.
So here we go.
It's okay.
I'm making beef
Oh, there he is.
Did that work?
So take that.
Yeah. How could I?
It might have been AI. Now that I think of it, you might have asked ChatGPT, but
That's
that's
why there's
that's
no
to
way.
everybody out there.
There's no way to disprove it. It's impossible.
There's no winning.
It can't be
Yeah,
done.
that's true.
But let's
deep
get
fake.
this thing in the
It
oven.
was a deep fake.
Now,
Yeah, please.
chef reactions. I want to say, even though we did a great job with that egg situation, I have one minor thing I have to do. We have a sponsor here.
What's that?
It's called the Yolk Buddy.
Okay.
And what it is
Yolk buddy.
it sucks out, and this is great as a chef, you should know about this. If I had gotten a little bit of shell in there, for example, like that.
Right.
which
Are you putting some in there to show me? Okay.
Yeah. So what we do is we use this thing called the Yolk Buddy,
Okay.
and it literally sucks it out. So I'm gonna push out. Wait, let me focus a little bit here. Push all
He
the
looks
air
angry.
out of it. Yeah, it gets a little distorted when you do. And then we're going to find it,
Okay.
and then you just literally suck it up. Wait.
Oh.
It's not easy. I've had problems with the Yolk Buddy before about some of their products being defective.
This is a sponsor. This is a
Yeah.
sponsor of yours.
Yep, they pay me thousands of dollars
shouldn't-
for
you
every
should-
string.
You probably shouldn't say that you have problems with it.
Well, it's not. It's not an
Felching egg
exaggeration.
whites.
It's not an exaggeration to say that it sucks. Okay, here we go.
It's not a ringing endorsement.
Okay, come on. We're gonna get this. I think it works better. Oh yeah.
Oh,
Here we go. Wait.
Jesus.
It works better if you have more egg. There we go. Okay. And then you just spit it out. Okay. That's fine. We did it.
Oh,
Now we need to get we need a whisker. So I actually have 2 of them here, and we're just gonna baste our beef Wellington with our whiskers and our egg wash.
Henry, did you get the shell out? I didn't see you get the actual shell
No,
out.
you know what? I was hoping nobody would notice that, but it's still in there. Ugh. Let's pull this.
Oh my god.
If your hands get tired, you can
I'm
always
fucking
switch.
crying. Holy shit. Wait, hold on a second. No,
What's
no,
that?
no, no. Henry, Henry, those go in a hand mixer. You know those attach into something, right?
Oh, well, I mean, I guess you can do them this way. Either way.
Yeah, you could.
All right.
He is using his hands. This is a good point. That's a fucking good point. I can't
That's
argue
true.
with that logic.
Okay, so let's brush the pastry with our egg wash, which is, what is that? Uh-oh.
Oh, fuck.
That's roast beef. No, it's not roast beef, fortunately. It is somebody anonymous. Tipped $6.66. What an odd number that is.
Wow,
Thank you,
Mark of
Anonymous.
the Beast.
This Anonymous, I'm sure you've heard, they're a hacking group. They've
A hacking group,
they've sort of been the Robin Hood of the digital era. They steal from the rich and give to the
Yeah.
poor. And they also wrote the song Greensleeves, apparently. We learned that. Van Honkerton cheered 100 bits and says, "Hey, Henry, I just got my pee-pee between the zipper. Can I substitute the shit take mushroom with the goat cheese?" You sure can. And Husky Boyle, this is my buddy Husky Boyle, who's an incredible drawer. And a lot of times I'll end my streams by rating Husky Boyle. He'll have a beer and draw. He does drawings for a lot of big comedy posters, concert posters. Has resubscribed for 18 months and
Hey,
says,
Henry,
"Yeah, what? Are we good?"
just we put the Wellingtons in the oven, correct?
No. Oh, no. The Wellington's still here. Here it is.
Okay, we should probably get
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
Oh, yeah,
let's do it,
Oh, yeah,
let's
no,
do
we're
it.
doing the egg wash, correct?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
No,
this is,
you were talking about somebody who resubscribed, and,
yeah.
I rudely interrupted.
No,
My apologies.
not at all. I just want to read their statement. "Hello, I'm late to the party today. Yes, have been drinking in the parking lot of a laundromat. I've done that.
Good.
Also a
Good,
resounding yes. A resounding yes. Oh, I didn't read it as a question. Have I been drinking in the parking lot? Yeah. I thought you were asking if I have, and my answer is not yet. Bevel Leathercraft rated your channel. Hey, thanks, Bevel Leathercraft, for the raid. And Jay Vergs gifted another 5 tier 1 subs. We're really cranking here. Okay, let's put this. As they say
Cranking.
in the cooking business, let's put a bow on it. I think that's what they say. We're gonna need our brush.
No.
Where's that brush? Come on. Oh, okay. It's on this thing. So we're going to brush our, I guess you'd call it a Wellington at this point, with the egg wash. I mean, this is pretty straightforward stuff. We're going to flip it. And there we have it. And now, I mean, that's pretty much covered. If you don't want to waste the rest of your egg wash, you can use it to water your plants.
No.
Let's see here. At this point, it seems like we should need some kind of a cooking sheet. Remove the cling. We didn't use cling. Cover it with cling. We're not doing that. Meanwhile, okay. When do we put the thing in the oven, man? We've
Right
done
now?
the egg wash. Oh, it says chill for 30 minutes. We've done. There's no time to chill. Meanwhile, make the red
No, we
wine sauce.
definitely don't.
We're skipping red wine sauce. We're using ketchup.
Of course.
Pour in,
Ketchup, yeah.
etc. When you're ready to cook the Wellingtons, plural, we're only using one. Score the pastry
just one.
lightly and brush with the egg wash again. No, we just did that. It's silly. 15 to 20 minutes, 10 minutes before carving. Okay, chef reactions. I have to ask you this because as I've told you before, I don't have a formal education in the culinary arts.
Sure.
I'm a YouTube guy. I've been teaching it longer than I've been learning it, and I want to ask you, what the fuck do
It
they
shows.
mean when they say score? Like, I mean, score to me, like
That would-
means-
Like putting music to a movie.
Yeah, I've heard that, or I've heard score a basketball game or whatever.
No, so it would be taking taking a knife, taking the sharp end of a knife, and then using it to draw lines in the dough.
Okay.
Not too deep.
Draw lines in the
Because you
dough.
gotta get the chainmail out, the chainmail glove.
You know, I probably would be completely safe doing it without, but I don't like to be a bad example. So I'm
Yeah,
gonna
no.
double armor up
good.
on this one. By the way, this isn't chainmail, the one on the right, but
double.
this is apparently a medieval part of a medieval armor. So you're saying just cut holes in it?
No, like you were to kind of like very lightly use the knife to make thin lines.
Okay.
Not all the way through the dough, but maybe, like a third or half a way through the dough.
I think we're
That's
doing
not
it.
bad.
Yeah.
There you go. I think you're good.
Okay. Yeah, there we go. I don't know why they do that. That's some kind of fancy situation. Try to make it
That's
look...
bullshit.
Yeah, nah, how's that going to affect how it tastes? Okay.
Elitist. That's for the elites, Henry.
Yeah, Munch Hotel says, like my inner thigh at this point. And that was probably a reference to something
Jesus.
that was said.
Fuck.
Okay. Jay Vergs says, is that an ogre's chainmail glove? Maybe so. David Blowy, put the Wellington in the freezer for 1 minute to chill. We're going to have to skip that. We don't have that kind of time. Computer, how much time do we have left?
There are no timers set.
Fuck, I forgot there was no timers. Okay. Sorry, I'm getting a little stressed. It says here, when you're ready to cook, score, which we did, wash again.
Just get it in the oven, Henry. It's ready to go.
Yeah, right? I'm glad I have your approval on that. Computer, set timer
it's
for
ready to
20
go.
minutes.
20 minutes, starting now.
Well, now this thing got hot. So I need another piece of
Because it was.
parchment.
I mean, you probably could have used that one.
I don't know. I guess I could have. Huh? Maybe I will. Shit. All right, where's...
Parchment ain't cheap.
Can we roll the tape back and see what happened to the parchment paper that I was using? Okay, come on. Do you ever lose stuff when you're in the kitchen?
Not too often, no.
Like literally do not know where the parchment paper is. This is a joke. Just for fun, I'm going to do something here real quick.
Riveting.
I want to
This is
show everybody
riveting.
what's going on from my point of view here, and it's not pretty. Like... This is so hard. Like, this is the hardest thing And then there it is.
It's a lot.
Parchment paper.
There's the parchment.
So apparently
We
that was a
found
good
it.
idea. Okay, so let's. I'm gonna put this back on the roast beef cam.
My dog's fucking getting around.
So if anybody's wondering if roast beef was
Jeez.
too disturbed for that interruption,
Roast beef is alive and well.
he's doing
Oh, no.
great. He's doing great. Okay,
doing
let me
great.
grab a quick
Yeah.
piece of parchment paper here, and if we did everything right, we should be ready to eat in about 15 minutes.
Yeah, let's get that Wellington in the oven.
I can't find the rigid part where it's supposed to cut it. Do you ever have that?
Not very often, no.
Okay.
It's usually in the same place every time.
I'm gonna use, since I'm so tired of stuff sticking, I'm gonna just protect myself, and I'm gonna use this non-stick griddle spray.
You're not gonna need that. You don't need that.
You don't think I'll need it, but won't stuff stick? It's probably one of my
Not to the
biggest
parchment
pet
paper.
peeves. I mean, it's not gonna kill it, right?
No, absolutely not.
Okay.
It will not kill it. You can do whatever you want.
There we go. This is ready to go in there. Computer, set timer for
Holy shit.
cancel. Hold on. I'm gonna vent for a second here because this pisses me off, and I know you feel me because you're a chef as well. It
Chef
says
to chef, yep.
bake for one thing at 200 degrees Celsius. So you got to say, computer, how much in Fahrenheit is 200 degrees Celsius?
200 degrees Celsius is 392 degrees Fahrenheit.
Which of course my thing doesn't do. So I've got 400.
Call it 400.
Yeah.
Call it 400. Yeah.
That means you got to do the math and work backwards. But then it says cook for 15 to 20 minutes, which is two numbers.
Right.
And
So
obviously,
17 and a half minutes.
yeah, you're probably right. You did that in your head. I like to use the computer. Computer, what's the average of
Okay,
15
you can
and
ask
20?
to double check.
The average of 15 and 20 is 17.5.
You were absolutely dead on.
Yeah.
Were you a math person?
I was actually. Yeah. I can't read, but I'm really
Well,
good at math.
There's a lot of math in cooking.
There is a lot of math in cooking. Your math is you have a very interesting way of doing your recipe math. When I see you
Well, I generally
scaling
go
up and scaling down your recipes.
I generally go with the computer, but it gets very complicated when you start doing like sevenths of a tablespoon. Wait, before I screw up.
Yeah.
Computer, set timer for 17 and a half minutes.
Second timer, 17 minutes and 30 seconds, starting now. Do you want to name this timer?
Yeah,
What do you want to call it?
Kevin.
Ralph.
Okay, I'll call it Kevin. 17 minutes and 30 seconds,
I don't know.
starting now.
I don't know if I could have done a better name for that. I named it after my buddy from high school. Okay.
No, that's good. That works.
Okay, so let's think here. What's happening? We've got our Wellington in there.
You got 17 minutes. You want to start organizing your dishes. You want to start doing that kind of stuff.
Okay.
That way, when it's done, you're not looking at a giant pile of dishes. You want to
Plating.
use all
Yeah.
that time that you have to
Okay, good call.
to multitask.
Good call. I think we're done with our saute pan. I'm gonna just take a lot of. We have an egg here that I almost threw into.
Henry, you don't
the
think
trash.
that dishes are ever really washed? So do you just throw out your pots and pans when you're done with them,
No, I think I read somewhere that.
or do you
there's-
just not clean them at all?
Well, I think that's called seasoning. I read somewhere in Chicago there's a restaurant. It's either Lou Malnati's or it might be Pizzeria Uno, but either way, they apparently have never washed their pans in 60 years or something. So it's got this seasoning that's impossible
Okay.
to be imitated. And so, like, this apron I haven't
That's-
washed in probably 12 years. But
It doesn't work like that.
every meal that I make contains just a vestige of whatever the meal was before. And I think that's what adds character to what you're doing in the kitchen.
Like a sourdough starter, almost like a
Yeah.
like how yeah.
I mean, I don't know. That's why a lot of this stuff, I'm sort of flying by the seat of my pants, if you will, my proverbial pants.
Okay.
A lot of dishes we did not use, and a lot of ingredients we didn't use. Oh wait, I think we're still going to need the thyme for our presentation.
No, unless you plan on eating just thyme, sprigs of thyme, don't use it as a garnish.
No?
A general rule of thumb: don't use something that isn't going to be eaten as a garnish. Even though thyme is technically edible, unless you're planning on eating a fucking stick of it, leave it off the plate.
Well, if I'm not mistaken, and this is one of those old guy things to say, but when I was young, we used to use kale as a garnish, and that's the stuff that you just throw away.
That's true.
And then now it's like a superfood.
Yeah.
I don't know if that was just good marketing.
No, it's very popular. Yeah, that's Big Kale. Big Kale's got a good publicist now.
Oh yeah, no, they're good at what they do. I mean, I've heard stories about. There was a podcast I listened to where a guy found himself with a shitload of salmon or something, and then he went to Japan and told them that the next big thing was making sushi with salmon, and then before you know it, we're all eating salmon in our sushi. Every product that you enjoy is the result of some salesman just finding themselves with a shitload of it.
That sounds about right.
There is one thing that we have to do, and that's show some gratitude. I like to do a little musical number to thank.
Oh yes.
To thank the Tier 3 subscribers, as well as the moderators, the technical advisors, the VIPs, all of the people that make this whole thing possible. And I want to thank you, Chef Reactions, for joining me today. This has been like a colossal culinary meeting of the minds, if you will.
Oh, it's like Hulk Hogan and Ultimate Warrior at WrestleMania 6, but on the same side.
I agree. And also, man, how awkward was that first 5 minutes? I honestly had moments of not knowing whether we were ever going to fix it.
Yeah, I didn't even know who I was for a couple seconds there.
And it turned out to be something so dumb, completely on my part, because I was like, how does it work so perfectly during the sound check? But, all right, let's go ahead and do this here. I'm going to put on some reverb. Check. Check, 1, 2. Test. Help. Help. See, that's how you know. I don't know if you know that trick. If you're ever doing a sound check, the word help, interestingly enough, contains the lightest sound that the human voice can make, which is the H sound, and the hardest sound, the P, otherwise known as the plosive. So in one syllable, you're checking the full dynamic range of the mic. Help! So
you really want to pop the P at the end of it?
If it does pop into the red, then you want to bring it back a little bit. Help! Yeah, so that is actually in the red.
Got it, okay.
So
Learn something new every day.
Yeah, so if you're ever, walking around on an evening walk or whatever, you hear somebody yelling help, no need to fret. This is probably just some musician doing a sound check, or maybe a streamer, a live streamer. Check. Okay, so we should have reverb now at this point. Check. Okay, why don't we do this to the tune of Jose Suicidio's classic anthem, Help Me. Fucking and Dingo Bob. Dom Beef, Hot Bear 1110. Do Dingo. Da Goggle. Dr. Flanges and Bacchus. Shane Yes, Beelzebub. Mochi's Nirvana. It's Kate and Kairosa, Daisy Blossom and Sir Doom, Bumble Vision, the LGX, Pilsman Melon 95, and to the big streamers that gave us a shout out in the early days of Twitch. Nim, Forsen, Moon, XQC, Amaru, S-Fan, and Bonnie too, and don't forget Quanto. Now the tier 3 subscribers. Gary Busey, ASMR, Zodiac, Tone, Beelzebub, also one of our moderators. Hamlips 1, Computer Please Fart for Me, Burrito 55555, who renewed today. Johnny Pump 22, The Churnex Dinosaur, Nico Teso, Henry Philippopoulos, Shandis 2, Gayfish 69, Everyone Type Force, and Nova Glarian. Tankard and Borson Vanilla with JV's Tech, Clap Your Head, Ransom GR, Icy J Frog, Freezy Frog, Pancake King 2, Cat Food, Taste Tester, Passion Error. This is a 35-minute song, if we're lucky. It means that we have a lot of subscribers. Purple donut filling is a fruit. Parasitosis. Saguaro Uzad Bane took my nuts. Game Master Flash Archmage Kill Mochi's Nirvana, who is also our other VIP user. Sickly Boy High 134 G, Essity Test Moa Melody, Elake _ Sexy Daddy 420, Computer Help Maros _ and don't forget Bill Larkin Music and Chef Reactions.
Oh. Well done. Holy shit.
Yeah, I put a
God
little
damn.
extra feeling in that one.
That was a tour de force is what it was.
I think so. Boy, this thing is heavy, by the way. This is like marble or something. You don't want that to fall on your toe or your cat. I guess I'll just put all this stuff in there for now. Boy, this is going to be a cleanup nightmare. I'm gonna wash.
That's 90% of being a chef is cleaning up.
Yeah, but you know what? If you're not going to do the hard part, then you don't deserve the good part, which is the food.
That's
and
right.
If the food isn't
Absolutely.
good, then you kind of lost twice. So that's why I try to make every dish special. Computer, how much time left?
You have 2 timers. A 20-minute timer, with about 5 minutes left, and Kevin, with about 7 minutes and 40 seconds left.
I don't remember what the other one was.
Okay, Kevin. No, Kevin's the one we're Kevin's the one we're paying attention to.
Oh, we have to do an ad. Guys, we're going to do a 3-minute ad, but if you're a subscriber, you won't see the ad. We're just going to chill with Chef Reactions a little more, a little off the cuff, but don't worry, you're not going to miss any cooking explaining here. Here we go. Ad. Boy, I'm killing it with the ads today, if nothing else. Usually I miss them, and then it's
crushing it.
Equilibrium.
I've never run ads. I think I do them before, but I think I'll start doing them.
So are you a partner yet, or are you a?
I am a partner.
Oh, great. Okay. I knew you'd get on here and start killing it right away. Wow.
It's been good. I shout out to all my people that are here today. It's a good little crew of people. We're still growing, still growing. Not on that Henry Phillips level yet. But we're trying. We're trying. Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 8:30 p.m. Except for today because we're on in the afternoon, 8:30 p.m. Eastern. Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. You want to check it out?
I want to do that again.
Cooking videos and shoot the shit.
I want to also plug it again while we're not with a lot of people watching ads.
Sure. Yeah.
Real quick, I want to say Beelzebub gifted 5 tier 1 subs. Amazing. Thank you so much, Beelzebub.
Very nice.
For all that you do. And if we want, we can look at how our subscriber level. Yeah, we have 550 subscribers, which I think is completely respectable. Dusted French Fries
Good for you.
resubscribed. Trooper Gaddy. Dusted French Fries, by the way, said, "Hello, femboy tits." This is Henry from Henry's Kitchen. Trooper Gaddy has resubscribed for 11 months. Henry, you're a terrible cook, but you make me realize it's okay to not be happy. Okay, thanks. There's a compliment in there somewhere. Borson
Somewhere, yeah.
tipped $5. Van Hunkerton said, "Everyone please say hi to JV's Tech and Dazzlecat. They're watching on the DVD." Hey, guys, JV's Tech, Dazzlecat, thanks
What's
for
up?
watching on the DVD after the fact. And Anonymous gifted a tier 1 sub to Foreskin Warrior. Thank you so much, Anonymous. And Foreskin
fucking
Warrior, we
names.
want to thank you for joining us here with what we've built.
Thank you for your service.
Yes.
Yeah, for sure.
And, that sentence right there, and I don't know if you've had this moment, Chef Reactions, where you just suddenly say something like, "Anonymous gifted a tier 1 sub to Foreskin Warrior." And just imagine if somebody had told you that one day you would know what that means, like 2 years ago.
Right?
At a
Yeah.
bus stop. If some guy just went,
Yeah.
"Hey, in the future, you're going to know what Anonymous gifted a tier 1 sub to Foreskin Warrior means." It's incredible.
I think somebody actually said the phrase "foreskin warrior" to me at a bus stop once, but it wasn't in that context.
Yeah, if there's some bus stops that are better than others, I've found.
Yeah.
Okay, we have 666 sub points. Not sure what that means. That's if fans of numerology and Revelations or Iron Maiden will all think that that's an interesting number.
Revelations. Apparently, you have reverb still on, Henry.
Oh yeah. That's something that
That's
we
what the
want to do
chat's
something
saying.
about. So here we go. Check 1, 2. Also shout out to Quanto, who taught me how to just have reverb on and off at my own whim, which is amazing.
There you go. How much time left on Kevin right now?
Computer, how much time left on Kevin? Computer, how much time left on Kevin?
You have 3 minutes left on your Kevin timer.
Okay, we're getting there. We're really
There you
doing
go.
this.
It's gonna be done right by 4:20.
Yeah.
It's perfect.
I'm going to set up the reveal. Let's make sure our ad is done here. The ad, let's see, because I don't want anybody to miss this. Oh, yeah, the ad is done. So, Chef Reactions, computer stop. That was the earlier one, not Kevin. I want to say...
That was the first one. Yeah. That was.
Let's talk one more time about what you were saying during the ad. You're on Twitch now, which is exciting. Maybe we can do, if the moderators don't mind, doing a link to Chef Reactions Twitch, but it's basically just Chef
Yeah,
Reactions.
that'd be cool.
Yeah.
Chef Reactions. Yep, that's me. I stream Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, 8:30 p.m. Eastern, 5:30 Pacific. We watch old episodes of MasterChef, Iron Chef. We finish every stream with at least one Henry's Kitchen video.
Wow. I didn't know that.
That's every single stream, at least one, sometimes two, depending on how frisky I'm feeling. And we just watch all kinds of old food-related shit and hang out and shoot the shit, and that's it.
I dropped in and you did a raid on a guy who looked like he was in a donut shop in New York or something like that, and he knew you. And it was the coolest thing I've ever seen on Twitch. It was just so cool because the guy was like, "Hey, what's going on, Chef Reaction?" You know, do you remember who that guy was?
I don't
about a month ago.
don't remember necessarily.
It was just the camaraderie was amazing. Jay Verg says, "Was it Chef?"
It's
Brandon? Chef Brandon. A lot of
Might have
people.
been. Yeah, that sounds about right.
He had like a back east accent and reminded me of my days in New York.
It's very cool. Like, look, I have several million followers across other platforms, but on Twitch, it's a nice group of people that are just funny, insightful, and it's just a good group. I'm very happy to be on Twitch.
Yeah, I love it. I mean, it's without sounding without at the risk of sounding hyperbolic, it's changed my life for the better.
Yeah, no,
I should
it's
add
it's
for the
I
better.
wouldn't have found out about you if it weren't for Twitch. And
Well-
it's like the same. It's like the same 200-ish people every time in my chat, and we've become quite close. And one of the things we bonded over is how much we enjoy watching Henry's Kitchen content. So I'm fucking stoked to be here and watching the master at work.
Thank you. Well, I want to say early on in my YouTube videos, I started getting all these people that were fans of Nim, NYMN, and who, if you haven't gotten
Okay.
turned on to Nim, it's a great stream, and he does a New Year's amazing stream. Computer, stop. I know it's ready, but I'm in the middle of something right now. So,
Sure.
but Nim, that's a great way to get to know who all the streamers are and everything and get it connected. But he's an incredibly nice guy, and I taught him how to make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, and then before you know it, and he talked me into getting my own Twitch, and here I am, and I've got 40,000 followers or whatever, and I just
Killing
think
it, dude.
that
Good
that
for you.
was really if he hadn't done that. So I owe him great thanks, and I also owe thanks to all those people that I said in the song that also told me to get on Twitch. Bumble Vision.
Shout out everybody in the song.
Yeah, I don't want to do the song
Yeah,
again
Beelzebub.
because we have.
No, let's no.
But what I will do is I'm going to do a quick shot of my cat.
Any tour dates to plug Chef Reactions? No, follow me on TikTok or Instagram or
Oh,
whatever. YouTube.
I want to get the camera set up. Because I don't want to miss this reveal. You know, I
Yeah, we're
like
gonna
to
see it.
consider myself an amateur independent filmmaker. As if there's
Right.
something called a professional independent filmmaker. But I'll be using the
I mean,
Henry's Kitchen official.
you sell those?
I don't actually. They were given to me by the users here on Twitch, and if I were smart,
Oh,
I would
okay.
sell them.
Okay.
But maybe when I
You-
die,
yeah.
we'll auction them off. Okay.
Why wait? That seems a little late for that.
Do you generally turn off the oven first, or do you wait to see if it's done yet?
Well, you should probably check to see if it's done
But then I'll forget.
before
I'm just gonna leave
turning it up.
It should be done. It's been
Sure.
even more.
So
than, yeah.
it should be. It doesn't mean it is necessarily. But you're just whatever. Like you're just pulling it out regardless, right?
Well, what do I need?
Whether
A
it's-
thermometer? A meat thermometer?
Yeah. Let's
Because I have
just fucking
one.
roll the dice. Let's just roll the dice.
Well, but I don't want to get salmonella or whatever. I have one that was gifted to me by
You
the
won't.
users.
You won't. You'll be fine. Let's just get it out of the oven, Henry. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, let's do it. Here we go.
Now my chefness is coming through.
Okay.
My passive aggressive. Like let's
No,
just
no, it's all right.
fucking pick it up.
Okay.
Look at that. Look at that.
That is hot.
Ooh.
My God. Is it okay, by the way, to put this really
Look at
hot
that.
pan on my counter?
What are your counters made out of?
Don't have the foggiest idea. Maybe I should put it on
If
a
it's
cutting-
marble, it's fine.
I think
You
it
should
is.
put it on something. If it.
Here,
Yeah.
I have a pizza pan here. I could just put it on that.
There you go. You can put it on that.
By the way, I try to tell the younger students this. Put pot holders on both hands, even if you're only using one, because sometimes you'll accidentally grab the hot one with the non-covered. So there's that.
That's good advice.
Okay, so let's see if there's anything here. It says Serve the beef Wellingtons sliced. Oh, that's interesting. With the sauce as an accompaniment. And by the way, we don't
didn't
have
make this
sauce.
up.
I could use more mustard, I guess. That mustard went well.
I hope Gordon Ramsay sees this. I hope Gordon Ramsay sees you making his beef Wellington.
Well, that would be. I'd be curious to see if he had any feedback. Now, what do you think here in terms of?
No notes. No notes.
No notes. Okay. In terms of, is this going to be safe to eat? Should I check with the thermometer?
I mean, you can eat raw beef without getting
Really?
sick. It's not like chicken. Yeah.
I don't know if I like that idea, but here I'm gonna try it. Let's see. Computer, how hot should beef be?
The USDA recommends ground beef to be cooked to 160 degrees Fahrenheit and steaks, chopped.
Oh, if the
and roasted to be
USDA
cooked to
says it, it must be
145
true.
degrees Fahrenheit or 63 degrees Celsius for medium, and then rested for at least 3 minutes. For rare, remove the meat from the grill at 125 to 130 degrees Fahrenheit. For medium rare, remove when internal temperature is around 130 to 135 degrees. At 160 degrees,
You're good.
the meat is
Well,
done.
it says
Remember
140.
to remove steaks and burgers from the
I don't
heat.
think
You're
that's-
fine.
Thermometer registers 5
Computer,
degrees
stop.
Fahrenheit.
Are you sure? I don't know. I'm nervous.
You're good.
136.
You're good.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna take your word for it. Let's see what chat says. Fondue yourself says 140 is great. Okay. And you're saying don't plate it with the thyme pricks. Okay.
I mean, hey,
Well, let's take a look at. Let's take a look at.
whatever your prerogative is.
Let's take a look at what Gordon Ramsay did. No, come on.
Oh yeah,
Jeez.
there's Gordon Ramsay right there.
Yeah. Here we go. That's what I was trying to pull up. So it looks like he's got it on a piece of parchment paper or a paper towel or something. Well, we're already halfway there. So maybe what I'll do, I'm going to basically just emulate that picture, which I'm not ashamed to do. I think presentation is a large part of cooking. What is that? What was that? Is everybody still there? Check. Help.
We're here. We're here.
I heard a noise.
Help.
I don't know what it was. I heard a random beeping sound. And that's not one of our alerts. Okay, so let's go to our beauty pig. And by the way, I always tell people, when they do these photo shoots, they have a team of like 12 people. And they've got, they're
Right.
giving, they're dressing it up. And there's no such thing as a beef Wellington that would ever look as good as this. Chances are, if you make a beef Wellington, it's going to look more like this. That's what I say.
Nah.
Okay. Well, it looks like they've put their thyme on the side, so I don't think that's a terrible
Yeah.
idea. Even though, like you said, thyme is not something that we're going to be using.
I'm dying to see the cross section once you cut this thing.
Yeah, okay, so let's go ahead and put our thyme. And this is also a way for this to kind of cool down a little bit. We've got that. Now, it had a couple of, I guess I need a bunch of little bowls.
I wish I could speed up time.
Yeah, I think
we can cut
I
this
think
fucking thing in half.
Beef Wellington is probably the most time-consuming of any of the. Mr.
It definitely
Dinks,
was. It definitely was.
Mr. Dink's vibrator says, "Don't forget the bowl of salt." Yeah, what do they have a bowl of salt? Oh, I guess that's for people
Fucking
that
2.5 hours for one portion of beef Wellington.
I know. Okay, let's see what we have here. Salt. We need salt. I'm gonna put this here.
Just cut it. Just cut it.
There's the salt, and then wait. Sorry, there's one other thing. They've got
Cutting it?
Oh, pepper. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and cut
You don't need that stuff, though.
No?
Yeah, you don't need
Well-
that stuff. That's more for just that's for photography, you know. That's they were just styling the. Yeah. Put that guy in there. What's that thing called again?
The Yolk Buddy. They sponsor
The Yolk
show.
Buddy.
They give me thousands of dollars every time I cut an egg, so I try to make sure that everything that I do includes some kind of
No, that's
egg.
fair.
Okay, so
The yolk felcher.
yeah. Let's see here. Okay, I think I can imitate that. I'm gonna they have a big portion of it down here. Wow, it looks, I don't know if everybody can see what I'm looking at here, but
I can't. Hold it up. Hold it up to the camera. Let's see the cross section.
let's go closer. I mean, am I crazy?
Not bad.
Looks pretty damn good.
Not bad, dude.
Holy
The
shit.
the duck cells are leave a little bit to be desired, and maybe a little bit more refinement on the
Maybe my
wrapping,
knife,
but
I'm gonna use a sharper knife.
not bad. Probably that might be good.
Yeah, because I'm.
Where's that
noticing
serrated one that you were
everything-
using earlier?
Oh, really? I've got.
I mean, I don't use serrated to cut meat that often, but
That worked. Okay.
yeah, that too. That's a good one too. Just a fucking rock and chop.
Holy shit, I think I'm gonna eat well here. Hey, roast beef, we're gonna put on a Hallmark movie and enjoy some beef Wellington. My God.
Hell yeah,
I think I'm a fan.
beef very Wellington. Am I right?
Yeah, I
folks?
guess it is on the well side. But you know.
No. I mean, you did you did a good
like I
job.
did-
Very
I
well.
did
That's
it
what
well.
I meant. Yeah.
Well,
You did very well.
I will say I don't think I would have been able to do it as well without your tutelage.
You're just being kind. You're
No,
just
for
being
real.
kind.
Chef Reactions
It's chef.
is legit.
I appreciate chef to chef. I appreciate that chef to chef.
I appreciate that. You know, we come from different schools in terms of you did a school and I didn't do a school.
Right, and you
But-
didn't. Yeah. Yep.
A lot of people don't know a lot of famous chefs didn't go to school. Fred Gritzel is one.
Fred Gritzel. Yeah.
He-
Chef Boyardee.
Yeah,
Another one.
Chef Boyardee. The Broom Master, am I on the wrong channel? The food looks really good. Yeah, it looks great. And I'll tell you, Broom Master, I think the reason it came out so good, not only, there's two things. One, I followed the directions to a T. I did it exactly
Well,
the way it was supposed to be made. And the
Not
other
so
thing
much.
is I had Chef Reactions here to kind of bail me out of what looked like it could have been a troubling situation. But I'm going to put this on my plate and eat it. Let's get a bite.
looking
so
good.
How do you generally
good,
eat it?
Henry.
You do one...
I mean, a knife and a fork in your mouth and teeth
Okay.
usually.
So pretty much basic.
Yeah. Just the general eating.
Sprinkle a little salt on there. Nothing wrong
Oh,
with...
look at you with the finishing
Salt.
salt.
Oh, yeah. Oh, is that what that's called? I thought it was just salted.
Yeah.
Boy, I've never been so excited about a meal.
Let's get the taste test, and then we'll get the rating.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. That's a big part of Chef Reactions is the rating and whether you'd eat
I
it. or
rate
not.
it, and then I say whether or not I would eat it or not.
Well, I feel a little bit in the hot seat because I've been a viewer
Okay.
of that, but I don't think I've ever been the result of it or subject of it.
And I'm gonna be I'm gonna be honest with you here, Henry.
I
Okay.
appreciate that. Okay, one last look before it goes in my tummy. Here we go.
Cooked it pretty fucking good, surprisingly. Some of okay, that's some of your methods a little questionable. The end result, but again, you know, it's everyone has their own techniques. There's no right or wrong way to do things.
I'm gonna do just some
For
of the
your
pastry.
first, just some of the pastry by itself. For your first attempt, I will give you a 7 out of 10. And I would eat it.
Man, I will say, and this could have been because I was using the computer as a timer. It could have been because of your wisdom, but the steak came out better than any
Cooked
other
perfectly.
time that I've ever tried to make. Not just steak, but any kind of meat. Sometimes you get lucky.
Ever. Any meat ever.
I mean, look at this. It's seared appropriately, and we'll be able to watch the DVD after this because it'll stay there, and you'll be able to see.
DVD.
I'm sorry, the VOD, and we'll be able to see exactly what I did. But man,
Well, there you go. 7 out of 10 would eat from Chef Reactions.
that's so cool. That really is a stamp of approval that I've always wanted, and I appreciate that. And you can do it too.
I appreciate you letting me sit in.
I want to tell the people out there, if you're ever 42 and you're looking at your life and just a pile of unpaid collection notices everywhere and boxes,
Fuck.
wondering if you're a hoarder and why your girlfriend or your wife left you, or your husband for that matter, or whoever, if somebody left you to rot in your own studio apartment, there is hope. Because I was all those things.
Fuck.
And I still am a lot of those things. But I cook now. And by cooking, I feel like I'm taking the edge off of whatever is my fate for the rest of my life. And
Henry, I started doing my videos at 39, and up until 39, I was a fucking loser, and I'm still a fucking loser. I just have a bunch of followers on the internet now, but I'm a lot happier now than I was before. So there you go. It's
Well,
never too late.
it really isn't. And I don't know if you agree with me that the internet has sort of opened up opportunities that wouldn't have been, like 40 years ago.
Oh, hi.
You and I could have very well been just working a cubicle job, you know? I mean, you wouldn't have been working a
Yep.
cubicle job 40 years ago, but I might have been looking at one.
No.
But, yeah, it's just amazing. And I think, and on all these amazing people saying great things, Anon 140 says, I'm 30 and I'm a loser, but I know there's hope. Yeah. The 30s are all about
Hell yeah.
fucking up, and I've told people this anytime they ask me for my life advice, which is very rare. But I tell them your 20s and your 30s are all about fucking up, and then if you're still alive in your 40s and 50s, that's time to start kind of going, all right, well, it looks like I'm going to be here a while, so I should pick up the pieces.
My dog just showed up. I'll show my dog to the chat.
Oh, very cool.
Oh, she doesn't want to come. She doesn't want to. She's like, fuck you, chef. Which is fair. That's
Showing
fair.
your
That's
animal
usually
in your
the response
stream,
on that.
I've found to be a big deal. Once again, roast beef. If anybody wants to see my cat roast beef, shit.
Fucking Bono. God damn it.
Bono's coming
I've
in
seen more
early.
Bono today than I
Yeah, more than you'd like.
more than I would like. Shout out everybody that's here from my channel. Shout out everybody that follows the great Henry and allowed me to join this stream today. Really appreciate everybody being kind to me. I'm a big Henry guy, big Henry fan, so it's very
Feelings
very
mutual.
cool for me to be here. Very appreciative.
Very mutual. All right, everybody. I hope you guys had a good time. We stayed consistently at about 500 viewers this whole time, which is
Not bad.
just a bit more than we usually get. So I really appreciate you coming on the show and adding another element.
Anytime, Henry.
Yeah. Well, I've got some beef
Anytime
Wellington.
you'd like to have me back.
Let's do it. Let's make it a thing. And
Sounds good to me.
that would be great. And I've got some beef Wellington to devour. Actually, do you think some horseradish might
Enjoy.
be good?
Always with beef. Always.
I mean, I know that
Always.
there's a place called wonderful sandwich shop called Arby's Roast Beef Sandwiches, and they have something called horse
Oh,
sauce.
phenomenal. Arbe's?
Yeah,
Arbez?
I think, yeah, I might be pronouncing
yeah.
it the English way, but it's so
Yeah.
delicious, and I think I might just sort of eat this like a sandwich and put some of that horsey sauce on it. But the sky's the
You
limit.
enjoy it. All this cooking, all this top level, high level cooking has made me hungry. So it's time for me to go whip something up myself. Probably just like a peanut butter and jelly sandwich because I'm lazy. But
Oh, after
Still.
this, I think that might be the only thing I ever eat again because this was a lot of work. But
it's good. That's going to
Anyway.
be expensive. $30 fillets. Oh no, you have the other half of that fillet. You can make yourself a second one. You have more. You can make a second one. Here's what you can do, Henry. You can go through the whole process, pop it in the freezer, and then not cook it, and then pull it out one day when you need it, and then all the work is done, and you just throw it in the freezer, and you're done. Bingo,
Can you
bango.
really
Cook
do
it
that?
up, and you got dinner.
that's amazing.
Absolutely. Why not?
It doesn't lose its integrity or whatever.
I mean,
I mean, yeah.
it's not going to be
if you
as
get-
good as making it fresh, but it wouldn't hurt it.
If you get serious. Okay, I do want to say a couple of thank yous here because people are really coming out of the woodwork here. A girl from class cheered 100 bits. Gaming Jacob resubscribed for 20 months. You have a lot of confidence that I'll be around in 20 months. And I will be, God willing. Munch Hotel gifted 5 tier 1 subs. Amazing. Thanks, Munch Hotel. And Borsenvin, our resident Frenchman, tipped $5 and says, Henry, this roast beef Phillips Mignon croissant is a masterpiece. I have a hat to eat, I guess. Oh, you must have thought that I was going to fail. No, this is a masterpiece.
There you go.
Roast beef Phillips Mignon croissant. Let's call it that. I like it. Irish Helen, thanks
you
for
go.
subscribing. Beelzebub gifted 5 tier 1 subs. And Dusted French Fries says, hello, femboy tits. And
Again,
I think we're good on that. I think that's a great last
I
thing
think
to
we're
say.
good. Absolutely. Hello, femboy tits.
Thanks, everybody.
Or in this case, goodbye, femboy tits.
Absolutely. I'm going to just check real quick if my buddy Husky Boyo is there, in which case I'll give him a raid. But he might be actually just watching us. So, yeah, it doesn't look like he is streaming. But so we'll just go ahead and end it raid free this time. And thanks, all the
Cool.
people on Twitch.
Thanks for having me.
Chef Reactions, welcome to Twitch. You're going to love it. You're going to be insanely great at it. And go on there and watch some watch downs and takedowns of Gordon Ramsay and the like. Thanks, everybody.
Appreciate it, Henry. Thanks so much for having me.
Absolutely. Thanks, everybody. And we'll see you next time.